Bodhicitta everyone. So we will start the session as soon Venerable Geshe join us. So we really appreciate your patience and cooperation. Thank you. Transition. Shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery still. With folded hands.
Chonam kunji sangye la thalma
Shine the light
jade
of Dharma for
soye.
all bewildered in misery
Chonam
school.
kunji sangye
With
la
folded
thalma
hands,
jade
Santa Krishna
soye.
Buddha's
Tsimje
quote,
dunga
to
mintam la
shine the light
chige
of
dunga
Dharma for all
padosu.
bewildered in misery's gloom.
Chonam
With
kunji
folded
sangye
hands, I
la
beseech the
thalma
Buddhas of
jade
all directions
soye.
to shine the
Tsimje
light of
dunga
Dharma for
mintam
all
la
bewildered
chige
in misery's
dunga
gloom.
padosu.
With folded
Chonam
hands, I
kunji
beseech the
sangye
Buddhas of
la
all
thalma
directions to
jade
shine the light of
soye.
Dharma for all
Tsimje dunga
bewildered in
mintam
misery's gloom.
chige
With folded
dunga
hands, I beseech the
padosu.
Buddhas
Chonam
of all
kunji
directions
sangye
to shine
la
the light of
thalma jade
Dharma for all
soye.
bewildered in
Tsimje
misery
dunga
school.
mintam
With
la
folded
chige
hands, I
dunga
beseech the
padosu.
Buddhas of all directions to shine the
Chonam
light of
kunje
Dharma
sanje
for all
la
bewildered in
talma
misery
jade
school.
sovaye
With
samje
folded
dunge
hands, I
mentam
beseech the
la
Buddhas of all
chigyen dunge
directions to shine
padu
the light of
sar.
Dharma for
Chonam
all
kunje
bewildered in
sanje
misery
la
school.
talma
With
jade
folded hands, I
sovaye
beseech the
samje
Buddhas of
dunge
all
mentam
directions to
la
shine the
chigyen
light of
dunge
Dharma
padu.
for all bewildered in
Chonam
misery
kunje
school.
sanje la
With
talma
folded
jade
hands, I beseech the
sovaye
Buddhas of
samje
all
dunge
directions to
mentam
shine
la,
the light of
chicken to me,
Dharma for
Patu.
all bewildered and miseries gloom.
Chono
With
Kunji
folded
Sanje
hands, I
la,
beseech the
Talmoja
Buddhas of
de
all
Sovaye,
directions to shine the
Simjen
light of
Dunga,
Dharma for
Muntum,
all bewildered and
chicken to
miseries
me,
gloom.
Patu,
With
Solo,
folded
Chono
hands, I
Kunji
beseech the
Sanje
Buddhas of
la,
all directions
Talmoja
to
de
shine the light of
Sovaye,
Dharma for
Simjen
all
Dunga,
bewildered and
Muntum,
miseries gloom.
chicken to me,
With folded
Patu,
hands, I
Solo,
beseech the
Chono
Buddhas
Kunji
of all
Sanje
directions
la,
to shine the
Talmoja
light of
de
Dharma for
Sovaye,
all
Simjen
bewildered and
Dunga,
miseries
Muntum,
gloom. With
chicken
folded
to me,
hands, I beseech
Patu,
the
Solo,
Buddhas of all
Chono Kunji
directions to shine
Sanje
the light of
la,
Dharma for
Talmoja de
all
Sovaye,
bewildered and miseries
Simjen
gloom.
Dunga, Muntum
With
la,
folded hands, I
chicken to
beseech the
me,
Buddhas of
Patu,
all
Solo,
directions to
Chono
shine the light
Kunji
of Dharma
Sanje
for
la,
all
Talmoja
bewildered
de
and
Sovaye,
miseries gloom. With
Samjay
folded
Dunga
hands, I
Muntum
beseech the
La,
Buddhas of
Chicken
all
Dumi,
directions
Badu
to shine the
Sulu,
light of
Chono
Dharma
Kunji
for all
Sangye,
bewildered and miseries
Almoja de
gloom. With
Sovaye,
folded
Samjay
hands, I
Dunga
beseech the
Muntum
Buddhas of
La,
all
Chicken
directions to
Dumi,
shine the
Badu
light of Dharma for
Chono
all
Kunji
bewildered and
Sangye
miseries
La,
gloom.
Talmoja
With
de
folded hands, I
Sovaye,
beseech the
Samjay
Buddhas
Dunga
of all
Muntum La,
directions to shine
Chicken
the light of
Dumi,
Dharma
Badu
for all
Chono
bewildered and
Kunji
miseries
Sangye
gloom.
La,
With
Talmoja
folded
de
hands, I beseech the
Sovaye,
Buddhas of
Samjay
all
Dunga
directions to
Muntum La,
shine the light
Chicken
of
Dumi,
Dharma
Badu
for all bewildered and
Chono
miseries
Kunji
gloom.
Sangye La,
With folded
Talmoja de
hands, I beseech the
Sovaye,
Buddhas of
Samjay
all
Dunga
directions to
Muntum
shine the light of Dharma for
Chicken
all
Badu
bewildered and miseries
Chono
gloom.
Kunji
With
Sangye
folded hands, I
Talmoja de
beseech the
Sovaye,
Buddhas of all
Simjay
directions to
Dunga
shine the light
Muntum
of
La, Chicken
Dharma for
Dumi,
all bewildered and miseries
Chono
gloom.
Kunji Sangye
With
La,
folded hands, I
Talmoja de
beseech the
Sovaye,
Buddhas of all
Simjay
directions
Dunga
to shine
Muntum
the
La,
light of
Chicken
Dharma
Dumi,
for
Badu
all bewildered and miseries
Chono
gloom.
Kunji Sangye La, Talmoja de Sovaye, Simjay Dunga Muntum La, Chicken Dumi, Badu Chono Kunji Sangye
With
La,
folded hands, I
Talmoja de
beseech the Buddhas of all
Chono
directions.
Kunji Sangye La, Talmoja de Sovaye, Simjay
Excuse
Dunga
me.
Muntum La,
With
Chicken
folded
Dumi,
hands, I
Badu
beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the
Chono
light of
Kunji Sangye La, Talmoja de Sovaye, Simjay Dunga Muntum La, Chicken Dumi, Chono Kunji Sangye La, Talmoja de Sovaye, Simjay Dunga Muntum La,
With folded
Chicken Dumi,
hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the
Chono
light of
Kunji
Dharma
Sangye
for all
La,
bewildered
Talmoja
and
de
miseries
Sovaye,
gloom. With
Simjay
folded
Dunga
hands, I
Muntum
beseech
La,
the
Chicken
Buddhas of
Dumi,
all
Badu
directions to shine the light
Chono
of
Kunji
Dharma
Sangye
for all
La,
bewildered and
Talmoja de
miseries gloom.
Sovaye, Simjay Dunga Muntum La, Chicken Dumi, Badu Chono Kunji Sangye La, Talmoja de Sovaye, Simjay Dunga Muntum La, Chicken Dumi, Badu Chono Kunji
Thank you,
Sangye La,
everyone. You may sit
Talmoja
now.
de Sovaye, Simjay Dunga Muntum Chicken Dumi. That's one of the students Charana.
Good evening once again.
One of
On
the
behalf
Samach
of Tibet
today,
House, New Delhi,
and I program just
I
subject.
warmly welcome you all to this
Number the song
auspicious
Malani,
occasion
the
of
big
Bodhicitta Day.
Kenny, cinematic.
I am
Was
Pembadoon,
a chicken
serving
on a
as the
paper
Deputy Program
lani.
Coordinator at
If you
Tibet
get
House,
up
New
a bit
Delhi.
to Pembadoon,
We
and
are
very
deeply
busy.
honored to have with us
I'm
Venerable
not
Geshe
telling
Damdula,
the Gishla thing as a
Director
young
of
people
Tibet
training, be
House, the
Mr.
cultural
Kavion.
center of His
The guy
Holiness
you
the
get the
Dalai Lama,
Gishla de
New Delhi,
pitching and
who will guide us
oh,
in
the
undertaking the
telling also
aspirational Bodhisattva
any
vows
person.
with simultaneously
Missing Chucky so
information
naire,
available
any
in
Gishlaki
Tibetan,
between
Ladakhi, Russian,
and the
and
any
Portuguese.
Sulke, any mother,
A beautiful
Kamabunala,
practice of
Yusu.
generating the heartful intention to
And the
awaken
Karsanado,
enlightenment
and his some key.
for the benefit
Ani
of all sentient beings.
Zandame watching subject, those
Today
of the
is
subject on
especially
the lemons watching
significant
Komata
as
which to
it
any
falls
some
on the
key made
15th
over.
day of
And
the
telling
second
any
month of the fire
Pendani big 70
horse year
7 chadiere,
2153,
fishing.
the full moon day, a time when the
Didn't any
effects of our
subchanges.
actions are believed to be greatly multiplied. It is considered a most powerful day to cultivate compassion, merit, and positive intention. With deep gratitude and respect, I now humbly request Venerable Geshe Dorji Damdula to kindly guide us through the teachings and the ceremony. Over to you, Geshe-la.
Thank you. Thank you. The online participants can hear me. Online participants can hear me. Alhamdulillah. Online participants. Online participants can hear me. Just raise hands if you can hear me.
Tato singing number 6 away. Fish like a singing away. That's all touch now.
As all of you already know that
Number time I can say
since last year,
Nani
July 6th,
Ani chinda
is the
tumbi
commemoration of
tabangane so
the
chini
compassion year.
damni sacho kansala
The
ni
year
kasogre
observing
chamsi
the
lanche chamsi
birth
los su
anniversary of
shujimbari
His
di
Holiness the
karretana
Dalai Lama, the year of the
kyamgun
birth
bachi
anniversary of His Holiness
kyamgun bachi
over
kuske bon
1
kudan
year.
shuji bachi bacho kyani
And
tuka
what we're doing
sunzi ani lok
today,
churo chi ringala
I
ni
would say
tuka sunzi
that
shura tari ngatu
of
kachi garsi
many
wina
programs happening everywhere in the
ngazi
world,
pegani
including
ani
the
kasamzi
programs
mochidan
that
zamni
happen in
kasgala
front of His
pekzi mangbuchi
Holiness
be
in
nane
Dharamsala
ani
in
taringi
various
ngazi jaji ende
places.
kada damsala la
And
chashana
here in
ani
Tibet House,
ngazi de
also,
pegan la chashana re
we conducted several
ani
programs
ngazi
dedicated
jeni mara
for
mangbuchi
the
adi
long life
jacha
of
go
His
chu
Holiness the
shoyi
Dalai
to
Lama,
karatan kamulam jokku sirin ko
and
tanya
including the program
Ani
which we
di nalola
conducted
jadi
in
nalola
Bhutan, the
tanda
Bodhisattva,
abike kan
where
senda jadi ni
focus
dini
was
ti dini
on
sisi dini kala ina ya
children, school children.
ani bugu chinchu
His
bugu tu tu
Holiness's
chetu
hope for the world
ani
lies
kya
in the
bugu bachi
children,
gil zamli na ge rewa
and
zamli na la ni ma be ken dilam
the
tadi mi
youth,
korti ta
same
bugu
way
so
of
bugu
thinking,
ti ma be
that
ni
should
karso
be
kabla kawanto mandu te
shaped properly. So
ani
keeping
ma
that in mind,
de ba la
we
yam de
will
bi yam nyal
be
te ne ma pa te
considering His
ma
Holiness's
iskan se kunding ge ko
birth
bala Kyungul je gomba ka
the
mau pe da
and the
kyungul
greatness
ba
of the
chi
hope,
ge ni dam ne chi la phe be
given that
mo she de
lies
di mau pa la
in
man
children, young
ani
children,
phe ya de so su le
minds,
ni su la ra
and
li
we
ge ra san
deliberately
ni pu
brought
gu shen ge du za ra li
students
ge re
from
di za ni
schools,
pu gu
children
mau
from
pu je lap
schools,
tu pu gu mang pu chi la
particularly
mi se
Shikshana
ki
School, a very beautiful
ani
school
shikshan da
that
lap ta ki ni pu gu
down,
ani gu ga le ye
run
pe pu
by
shen ju
the Minodiji,
ani minute
President
ki lap
Minodiji,
ta ani minute
and
ki ni
their
gu ti pe
and
ki lap ta
her
le
husband,
shikshan de ni korang ge pu
Sarji.
ta korang da korang ge pu ni ki
So
ta ni ki
this
ta
was
kyung
a
no la
very
lap ta ye
beautiful moment,
ya choso khopate ya pope
reminding
yo
everybody
tiki
that
ngatu le
in
tensu
this world there is
sama le
somebody,
tens
His Holiness the Dalai
zamni
Lama,
na
who is
lo la
thinking of the
zamni
whole
na lo
world, the
ani
global
zamni na lo
peace,
la zamni chi la misam
global
tu sam chi ngende
harmony,
kyong gun bu chi le
and
kari ne bina
disarmament.
tam tu ina
And
re
there is
ani
somebody,
chamsi
the
nam na
ambassador of
re
the
ani
world.
chawa
So
mi
this
bas
is
na
what
re ta ni so cha la
we have focused. We
ta ga
focused
gi mi ba mi
Tibet
ga
House
zo
Delhi.
so
We
mi gu na zo
focused
pe kan
our
gi ni ani mi zo
the
so ya ti
efforts in that direction.
ani beso chi ya ti kan
With
na
this in
thalam de
mind,
ti kar so ga kyong je gong ba tu ya ke
today
ni de
we
gong je
corresponds
taring
as our program
and
coordinator.
taring yuma de karjata na the zeri
Holiness
genzi gi
the Dalai Lama
sumanashi
indicated
pemidon lagi
that
sumanashi
corresponds to the 15th day of the second month of the
dan
lunar
taring
calendar.
karjana ni
I'm
pedangi
glad
pegi sepa
to
ini chonga
inform you
chedere
that the 15th day and the 30th
taring
day
yuma
of
sepa
month
chonga
according to lunar
sepa
calendar are
sepa
considered as
chonga
very
ta
important
sepa sumju ni poti
in
ani
the
ngaje
according to the
ani
Indian
sepa
tradition.
sesan le
That very
sigori
tradition came
ngaje
from
jaga
Indian
ge no
tradition
jaga ge
since
ni lo so
7th
inare pepi
century
lo so
AD
yimene
and then more
ti ani ta
precisely
di
in
pe na
8th
chasana
century
ni
AD.
turep tupa
So
ni
in other
sujini
words,
ani jaga na lo la sepa
whenever we
chelan
are
ti zon si ya
doing
ti ani pepi
the
pepi ni ge
traditional
chelan
Jewish
chelan
culture
bala
that
si
the
chini
whole world admires, that
di ani
Upanishad
ngazuki
has all but been brought
an
from India.
tangzula ni
So this
tusan di
the
ni gagani ya
was
peta chini
educated
gagani
from
ya di
India.
ani
And with this in
gagale
mind,
kitila ni
I'm
kami
glad
ya
to
ta
see
chini
that
suzi
the
sugaris
year and
an tari ngazu
usually the earlier days
an
before
tugi yimba
COVID,
na ngoma yimba
Tibet
ina
House
pe
would
kobi
be
ma de
this
ngela
fall
yimba
used to
ina
be so vibrant with
ani ngazu de
participants
wala
of
ngazu
the
mi
different
kobi ngela yimba
teachings,
ina de wala
programs, and so
ani
forth.
ngazu de wala ge
And
gen
then
da la ta
we
ge lo
used to
tin
have
ta tele mangbu yungu di ma mi
always
bang pe pegi
the meals together, tea
ani
together, and
ngazu nyam do ni
conversations,
chodu nyam do
and
che da
the
kamen nyam do che da
seniors
chat nyam do
and
je na
advocates, the
Genshin
medical
data ni
doctors,
karsogre ni
engineers,
member che ni
architects,
daga na je kete
or the
danta amji
institutions,
danta de la
lawyers.
so pa ni
And so
samsam
they
la
are
ni
there,
kaza
and the
timbe
young
tim
ones who are
timshi bala so
just
pa dan tu
getting
ngazu nyam
into
to ni
the
nyam to
normal
ni
school,
pika mana shi
getting
shi
on to
ge tu zo ni lap te
colleges,
pu de zen
they get
ani to ni
the
lap dong
opportunity
zu
to
so yim ba ni
learn
na
from
ti
the
de mang bo shi te bala
seniors,
ngazu de pe ka na lo la
get
ya
the
pe che
opportunity
ne
to
de ni chang ya
learn
tang
from the great
ani lob yo
from the young
shi ne
ones.
ke ko kap te ne mang bo
Because
shi
the
ra pe
seniors
pyu gyo des
experience very compassionate,
Genshin du
who are
nyam
there
to che
ready
kem
to
ba de shim ba de
share
kem ba de
their
nyam to
knowledge,
so mani
experience with
Ani
us.
kim ba de geshem ba
And
de la
the
kami ya
Venerable
da je ta ani kim ba de
Venerable
geshem ba la
Roy,
pyon
by
chi ya di
the
du so so yere ani kala ngala cha
16th,
cha ngala
18th,
lu chu
19th,
chu
20. I
lu
just
pena
pray
chonga chu tu
that
chup ke te
there
di
should
imba
be
kabla imba
somebody
ina
here from whom I
ani
can
ngazo
take
ne
maximum advantage
ami kem ba
of
te ngala zo kami
advice
isa
and
cha
so
da kem ba
forth.
ta ne ngazo
And
kalu
this was
kal
what
so ra kalu la de shi se
the
yona samba te
missed
yungi yes
in those days. And of course,
ani
I'm
ta ti
extremely
imba ina
grateful
ke ne ke
that
la ka za gishila
I
ne
meet
kunu te
with
di imba kabla imba
incredibly
ina ya te
brilliant,
di
or
ani mi bi ta
wonderfully
sa te di zamzam
compassionate,
ne ni
brilliant
kumbu da
teachers
te di yungi
that
seen a yani. Any one keep any
Otherwise, with
Narangi,
respect to
any
the
gig.
same advice. to be sort of
ni kalu lam de shu sa de de
and that is
ge ba
something
de
that used to happen here so vibrantly.
nga
in
zu
the
de ba la
house,
yin ba
and
ne
young
pe mi si mang
ones
po ni
who
pa
are
pe de
converted
shon ba de zo
who joined
shon ba de zo ge ba
Bodhi
la ya
universities,
kan
and
di shu de
some
ka she ni
converted
lab de
to
tan sa zo de zo
do
tolop la de
PhD
yu ka za
programs.
shu ge
And
che de
so
ka she ni bu
all the
lam gi lum
professors
che
are
ta
here,
de ga la so
and
de ga na
one
che
take a
professor
chance to
ye
mingle with them. They
ani
learn from
shomba dozo
them.
gemba
This is
dozo
a great
ni je gemba
opportunity.
sa ni je
But
nga
over
de
the
gemba sa ni
COVID,
mi pi ta ya gemba ta
then
ni to che
everything
ani
since
tini
the
ani
lockdown,
covid
and
le da ta
gradually
di
there's a
to yu
whole
ne yan de le
paradigm
be je
shift
lang zo be gyo
in
ma
the
shi te wu che ba re
methodology
sa
of
kar ze na
teaching,
covid ge
of
le yin ngoi su pe de
the
ndang re
modality of
ani tini gyo shu
teaching.
ji te chi ne
Everything
ka
became
che re la na
online, and now
ani covid ge
there's
je la
no
ni ka so ka da to yu ne ge je
COVID
la ni sa nga
restriction.
zo ta
But
to ne ma
still,
gyo wa che ga
people
che ga re
prefer the online.
ani ime ina ye
So
ta ta da yang
we see
covid
that
ta ne je la
our
ya
offline participants
ani
involved with
on
us,
ka so da
and
ta
we
to
have
ni
also
ta ne
invited
so te ta
online
to ne zu ye ma
participants.
ime yang
So
ngoi su mi ngoi su char chen en che te yan chi
so with this
chung
in
ba ren ta
mind,
da nga zo yang ni su ti
the
yang ngoi su mi ngoi su char ya ta
Bill,
ta to ne sen
while
zi na
the
di ku
Buddha
gap sang ba yu
Buddhist
res nga zo
intro
ya
or setting the motivation with the
ani nga
framework,
zo
we
ku no
took
ke
note
ya
of
da de
there.
zo de to
So
se
I
ni
also
do du
request
di
that
kan
are
do
very
chin do ye
senior,
dis
the
nga zo gen ba do
clubhouse
zo la ri wa
leader,
ko shu wa la
Sharaniji,
ani
to lead the main prayers.
아니
She's
gemba tu la
undertake
ke ro shu da
by
ni shani ji la ni di
profession,
ani lab
and
kan sa di
I request her to lead the
da ba
prayer.
de ya te ku
And
ti ra na se
then
shi
at the
is
time that we take the aspiration Bodhisattva vow,
ani ngu tan da ngu
then
pa gi
I
la
will
ni
take
nga zo
over. So
ani
just for
ani
information,
sem ke
that
dom ba so be kap ta ni
while
ge
we
shi la ki
all
ya nang gi
here
tan da
to
nge la do ba
really
de ya te
crave,
ani shali nel nang is
really
tan da nga zo te
the
zum de ba de sang ma khare sa
inspired
na
to
ani nga zo pe
look for
me be che
somebody,
da khare sa nga
look
zo
for
ani
somebody
pa mi ya ta che sa da mi pe ta sa ki chi se
with
ne
the guided
ani so
world,
penanga kan zamulin
the
zamulin de
world
pe
become
khacho ya pu shi la
monomonistic.
thi
Just
nangen
imagine the whole world in
zamulin de pe
India.
thun ni
India is so
shi kare shi de
harmonious.
phak pe
One country
harmonious la na
faces a
thundi
problem, and
thundi ge pe
all
en
the other
zamulin chi la
countries
ya
come
thingen de
to
be be de
support, help.
ani de
This
mi
is
kame ya da
love.
che
This
ge
is
mi pe
the
tengen de la ni
vibrancy
gyap
in the
gyor
world
chingen de
for all of
churu
us,
do ya
for
dan de
all
de
of
ge ga
us.
de de ga zo ki ga zo
Today,
sang me mi
all
lam da
over the
wala ga zo
world,
sang me ki mi yu
fights,
ga zo sang me ki mi la
conflicts,
tan de sa
missiles,
zo la
and
ne
so forth
ta ja mang bu chi na
happen,
la chik
and
tung zin da tham
the
zin da
perpetrator,
ten ji mang bu chi
the
yong go re de yin na
perpetrators,
yang
they are
di
losing
ani tham zin chi
lives
ge
of their own
아니 딱
citizens.
즉
And
칼로
just
콘진다
imagine,
tukpa
on one
ni di
hand,
mu pen
your
de lo ba to
country is
tukpa na lo yo ba
working
ko lan zo
somewhere
yen
else,
ka nga ten
but
de
on the
yores
other hand, you lose
ta
your
tigi
son,
de ene ka nga
you
de
lose your
tigi ene
daughter,
ka
because
ani bi sa
your
ja
family,
ya je wala te
the
mer ma gyap sa
soldiers in the
yim ba
army,
yinare ni ko
in
lan
the
zo ki
battlefield,
ani
in the
ma mi ki da
town,
wala
and
ta
just
de
imagine
ni so se pa
for
ma pin
parents,
ja
and this
pu
is
gu
the whole
tu zo yin
world,
so do
the
de gi ore
challenge of
de
the whole
zamne ka
world.
sa kana do war
And then
ngana zo
the
pu gu de so so pu gu de so so mi ga
protesters
ma bu ngon ne
extinguished.
so se mi
It's a
se cha de
loss.
yore
In other words,
ta
it's a
pi mi
loss.
choni
Whereas
ga ni da
there's a
ngan zo ani
possibility
loss la na ta
where
choni ga na
His Holiness
pam
the
ma
Dalai
to
Lama
chi ki yo ma
is
res an kyang ul bu chi
the
sha sha
leader
na
of a
kyang ul bu
possibility
chi ki kyang ul
whereby
bu
there's a
chi ki
win-win.
mi ka zo go re ni re wa te kan ri yo
Instead
kyang
of
ul bu chi
loss, it's a
mi ba de
win-win.
kar yo re
Every
ne choni ga la ni
seeing
win win re
another,
choni ga
so
la ja ga
you're
to ya
seeing
ji ni
another,
ja ga to ya ke
Buddhist of
ni
another
gong ba ma to
country,
chi ki ni
to join a
pam ni to ya
community.
ke go ba yo ma
This
na
is
ti
something
cho
known as
chang ma ni ge ga to ba
Bodhisattva,
yin na ni ngan zo la ka wa
peace.
da to wa
So
se te le
with this
pel
in
gi des
mind,
an ti
we are so
se le ja
lucky
be
that the
to ni
world has
ngara zo pe
produced such a leader. His Holiness the Dalai
ngaranzo
Lama in India,
ngaranzo
Mahatma
ngone tane
Gandhi,
ngaranzo ani
such
pe mi
names,
sakawa
and
ke gwe da
in
zabuli na
South
lo la
Africa,
shide utin
the
chamze
Nelson
utin te de
Mandela,
pe na
such
kyangul bu che da
amazing
gandi
leaders
chi
were
ta antiga
produced
na je ne
at the
South
same
Africa
time.
ki kata
And
lo Africa
today,
ke ni na semendela
this
la so ba
that
te de ke ngazo mi
situation
pe ta
we
samang bu shi
pray
yo
that
res de
more
ngazo
of such leaders
ani ngazo pe ne me lam da rewa
with the
ki
help of
zabuli
His
na lo
Holiness
la khon na
be
mana
put
shin
into
ta tu mi
mission
mang
by
te de ki
the
uti ji de
universities in the
uti
form of
chamze uti de ne
e-learning.
mang so
And
mang
we're
bu te
so
ya da de de ki
lucky,
ngazo me
very
lam ja wa re ne
fortunately,
ta da ngazo
very
de
quite fortunate for the
si
world,
learning la so ba
that
da
we see that
chuli lo ma de
the
zang
whole
che ke
world, the
ni yoti
grassroots, and
sanje
all
kompeta ya de ani
everywhere in the
lupshi de
world,
kasa
in
kala
different
ya chi ke
countries,
ni
they
nang
are
yo re ti mutu tan kyong jo
they
kong ba
show
ti
interest in this,
ani cho
and
kwang pu la ni ya tar
implementing
kyap yo de menam ya ti ni
they take this as a part of the
ani
program.
gora zo ge
And
ni
those
ti
children
si learning akala ti
who come up,
chuli lo ma de zang
who
chen ti
are
ni
produced
kompeta
from
zang je
these
ya ki ta de
programs
ni
of the
cho ma bu
universal
chi le ya di
ethics.
nang ge re
Today,
ani
being
zamlin ji le me be
followed
zang
by
je
sea
zamlin
learning,
ji zang je
social
the
learning, and they shouldn't being produced from these programs. No doubt,
ni le
there's
chi ti
gonna
to
be
ne pugu
leaders,
pugu de
priests,
mau
and
pe ke ni
rulers of
pugu de jeng
harmony,
ge tu zong
a
ne ta
day
ne
of
ya po mi te mi ko sam ling ge ni mi se ya
enhancement
po
and
so ge de yong
nostalgia. So
ani
with this in mind,
zang che de mi je se ba
we
yin
can do that. We never know that you have your family, you have your the friend circle, the friend circle, and you have your own, say the people in the workplace and so forth, and by you being part of this program, that you can influence others. So we can influence others. And this is where genius, the leaders, true leaders with tremendous potential can be born there and then instilled with the qualities of compassion as His Holiness the Dalai Lama embodied. And these leaders will prove to really change the course of the world from the war to the peace. So with this expectation, the best gift that we can think of to His Holiness, to be offered to His Holiness the Dalai Lama, for his having made such a great contribution to the world. Just imagine that for this last just imagine that if His Holiness, for the last like 60, 70 years of His Holiness the Dalai Lama here on the planet Earth, if this was missing, just imagine what the world would have been. With much more on the chaotic, on the combats, fights, conflicts, and so forth. No doubt that was the case. It's all because of His Holiness's presence that he was communicating with everyone here and there in the world the last like 60, 70 years, that the people come to know about His Holiness as these people, their children. When they become leaders, they become much more sensible leaders in comparison with otherwise. So that way, the leader who really made such a contribution to the world as some sense of expression of gratitude to such a leader, to His Holiness Mahamana, and to Venerable, and so forth, to all the great leaders. Let us pray. Let us offer this gift before taking the aspiration Bodhisattva vow. Meaning that I will try to manifest my full capacity in the service of humanity, in the service of the sentient beings, so that the world will be a better world today, tomorrow, and the future to come. So with this, keep in mind this Bodhisattva commitment of all the Buddhist Bodhisattvas, including His Holiness and all the great sentient leaders. With this in mind, let us begin this practice of Bodhisattva nasty by taking the aspiration Bodhisattva vow. So it does begins with taking proper motivation and visualize the enlightened masters who are the source of inspiration to you for this practice of compassion, the wisdom and so forth. For example, like as I said earlier, His Holiness Mahatma Gandhi, or like Nelson Mandela, and so forth.
잠재 잠재랑 잠재 구티 미지 구티
And
잠비지
His
구티 잠재
Holiness the
구티
Dalai
아니
Lama
시대 구티
has
아니
incredibly great
저거지
sense of
보다 아니
humor
같이 거대
in
아
Barack
내가
Obama,
맨달라다
President Obama.
오바마라
And
저바다
yes, of
아니
course, he is putting the best of his effort in
아니 코로나인데 오바마도
making
잘
the world a
찾아나
better
코로나 게
world.
아니
So like
방통도
this,
게
there
아니
are
그저
so many
남자
leaders
더블인데 아니
from different
이니
countries, different
고도 시대
nationalities,
파피
and
있는 중에
so forth.
괜히
And
콜라메스 비즈나스 망보시오레스 코란도
just
남바이나 가는 삼링하는
bring to
저게니
mind
아니 소소게 셈나라 야
those
템바치스 소소남나야
enlightened beings
아니
who
but
enlightened
enlightened
beings,
being like example
gods
아니
and
오늘
goddesses, and even human
도와선전
forms, who are the
펜션
source
바지
of inspiration to you for this practice of
낭대는 시바
compassion,
미래 라레
living
하마이는 저가
compassion,
나지
and
수레지는 돈을
bodhicitta
유배치
and
소선들레
wisdom
버사면
practice
내가 그 건조는도
to
아니
get
잠니제
the true
자주계산
sense of
동반 이게 따와 애니 라
innocence.
매번 연대게 된지만 정말 수준들레 여바지 매번 나눠지
And for the Bodhicitta field, visualize your true
아니
compassions
생기게
and all
민바들
benevolence
소소들
of your
센데 tinje
children
파망에
and
소소잉이
all
애니
other
뜨가
devout
나치니
sentient beings
아니
in whichever
부부
country, whichever
두
nationality,
가다
whichever
부부 아니
religion, whichever
저거 좀라
gender,
써봐
and so
그래도
forth,
아니
whatever,
부모
just
가리
include
개발민도 아니
everybody
가르쳐
as your brothers and sisters. And we all have this capacity to render the greatest sense of the friendship, harmony, peace in yourself and in others. At the same time, failing to recognize this, believing in purely external, that brings wars. Recognize your internal quality, recognize your internal treasure of the happiness. This will give rise to the harmony and the peace. So make a very strong commitment that today, in the presence of all these enlightened masters like His Holiness the Dalai Lama, let me put my effort in awakening my hidden treasure, whereby first that I learn how to be compassionate, I learn how to be happy
그게
myself.
감대 월집에 인고도 막 세바체니 랑랑랑랑이 참바다 세바다 이제 덴베 미신 거지 치고 삼삼바다 거지
So with this mind,
아니
I
삼로
request the
아니
Shalinila to
군노디 템토니 아니 샬리니 나탄다 아니 돈바데 누나로나니 쉐링스 아주 차베 튕기도 주고서 페이지 그다음 쇼트 쇼트 아니 숨 관계 투쟁을 존에 다와 탐제 방배 치 담배 추네 던제 바고 담텔라 차제 관계 투쟁을 존에 다와 탐제 방배 치 담배 추네 던제 바고 담텔라 차제 관계 투쟁을 존에 다와 탐제 방배 치 담배 추네 던제 바고 담텔라 차제
taking refuge in generating Bodhicitta.
아니 SMK 담니 그러면 상계 최단 초규라 chanchu bardo dani kapsu che lage benzo yebe tonamdi lola benje sangen du barsho 상계 최단 소게 초남라 chanchu bardo dani kapsu che lage benzo yebe tonamdi lola benje sangen du barsho 상계 최단 소게 초남라 chanchu bardo dani kapsu che Lage Jinso Gibu Sonamji Dola Pende Sanjindu Barasho
I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of doing and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I
go for refuge
until I'm
until
enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of doing and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings.
Sangye
I go for
Chudon
refuge
Soge
until I'm
Chonam La
enlightened to
Chanchu
the Buddha,
Bardo
the
Dani
Dharma, and the
Kasu Che
Sangha.
Dage Jinzo
By my
Gebe Sonam
accumulations of the practice of
Dola
doing and
Penje
so forth,
Sangye
may
Du
I become a Buddha to benefit all
Barsho
sentient beings. Independent origination, there is
Kange
no
Tenjen
ceasing, no
Dewaran Jung
arising, no
Gaba Meba Kim
annihilation, no
Meba
permanence,
Cheba
no
Meba
coming, no
Tame
going, no
Oa Meba
separateness,
Dru
and no
Meba
sameness.
Tate
I
Demi
prostrate
Tenji
to the
Me
consummate
Treba
Buddha,
Nyeji
the
Shidem
supreme among all
Sobe Sangye
teachers, the one who
Mananji
taught this
Tamba
course,
Tenla
which is free of all
Chache
aberrations.
Lo
I prostrate to the mothers of the
Yente
hearers, the
Jiwa
Great True
Solomon Kushi
Bodhisattvas and
Nike
the
Nyeji
Buddhas,
Chinze
the knower
Kanyen
of
Dan
all, which
Dola
meets the
Pembara Chen
hearer,
Lamshe
Shravatas
Nike
seeking
Jigden
pacification
Tundu
to complete
Zeba
peace, the
Kanda
knower of
Yanda
cause,
Dembe
which
Tunu
causes the
Namba Kunde
Bodhisattvas with
Naso
altruism
Disumba
to help my
Yente
patrons
Chanchu
complete the
Assembly
aims of the
Soja
world.
Sangye Kine
And
Yumte
omniscience,
La
the thorough possession of
Chache
which helps the
Lo
Buddhas expound a variety of teachings, endowed with complete aspects of subjects. The one who has transformed into the
Semara
Buddha
Gyuwa
Nitai,
Dola Penje
modulated the
Ba
altruism
Temba
to
Deshe
benefit sentient
Kyobla
beings. The
Chache
teacher,
Lo
Sugata, and protector, to you I make prostrations. The one who has eliminated the
Tobe
web of
tawa namse
decentralization
chin sabche
and is
gache
endowed with
kunga
the
wa
divine
kundu
bodies of the
zambe
vast
waze
and the
ta
profound,
kunye
who
tola cha
eternally shines
che
forth the
lo.
forever noble light rays. To you, the Buddha, I make prostrations. Inspired by wisdom and compassion,
Sheraba
today in the
ninze
Buddha's
tangche
presence,
pe
I
sembe
generate the
simchen
mind
tundo
of full
da sangye
awakening for
dundu
the
ni
benefit of
gyurde
all
zo pe
sentient
chanchu
beings. The
semke
essence of the
to.
dependent origination
Ane
of
tende
Buddha.
yimbe sunga te ne de na yeche.
Om
Om
Dharma
Dharma
Hetu
Hetu
Parvava
Parvava
Hetu
Hetunte
Shantataga
Shantataga
Tagat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Vadi Maham Shamanai Swaha Om
Om Dharma Hetu
Hetu Prabhava
Parvava
Hetunte
Hetunte Shantataga
Shantatagatagata Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Vadi Maham Shamanaya Swaha Om Hetu Prabhava Ketunte Tadagato Yada Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Vadima Pranayam Swaha. Meaning of the dependent origination formula. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. Whatever is assisting from these causes is taught thus by the great seer. Profound, peaceful elaborations being highlighted from this way, such as the mental Vijnana I have just covered, finding no one to complete their teaching, in silence I will retire into the woods. Beyond utterance, thought, and expression is the perfection of wisdom, which is unborn, confused, and has the nature of space. It is the object of apprehension of self-realized wisdom. To you, the mother of the Buddhas of the three
Masam
times,
Jame
I say
Shera Parvache
obeisance.
Make Mengana
Four syllables of
Suzorani
these teachings,
Ishi to some
all
Gavin, the
composite
Chatter,
things
Tokada
are
check.
impermanent.
Tuje
All
Tamje, Mida
contaminated
Ba,
things are
Zaje
of the nature
Tamje,
of
Dunga,
suffering. All
Chutamje, Toshin
phenomena are
Dame,
of the nature of
Yangele de
emptiness and selflessness.
Bajiwa.
Transcending sorrow is peace. The Guru is the Buddha, the Guru is
Lama
the Dharma.
Sangye Lama
Likewise,
Che,
the Guru
Tije
is the
Lama
Sangha.
Gindunde,
The Guru is
Kunje
the
Chepo
source of
Lama Yin,
everything wholesome.
Lama
I
Namla
go for
Cha
refuge in the
Che
Guru. By
Lo.
the sound of the vibrant drum of
Chunga
Dharma,
Chembe da
you liberate
Yene,
all beings
Semjen
of
Dungi,
miseries.
Targi
I
Sho,
beseech you
Keba
to
Chewa
kindly
Sam
remain
Yesu,
and give peace
Shuden Zechen
until the end of the expanse of
Judruchi,
billions of eons. The Buddha does not wash away
Tumnam
the
Dikba
negativities of
Chu,
beings,
Mitoshin,
nor does
Dove
he
Dungi,
remove the
Chaki,
miseries from his
Misela,
hands.
Niki Toba,
His
Shena
sensual
Pumin,
realizations are not
Chingin Demba,
transferred to them.
Dembe
It is by teaching the truth
Tor,
of suchness that beings are liberated. Instructions on parting from the four attachments. If you're attached to this
Cindy la
life, you're
Jena,
not a
Chiba
spiritual
Min, Krova
practitioner.
la
If
Jena,
you're attached to
Ninjumi, Ramton
samsara,
la
you have
Jena,
no
Chansen,
renunciation.
Zimba
If you're
Chuna
attached to your own
Tawa Min.
self-interest, you have no bodhicitta. If there's grasping, you do not have the view. With folded hands, I beseech the
Chono
Buddha to
Kunje
fall
Sangye la
dimensions to shine the
Talmoja
light
de
of Dharma
Sovani,
to all
Semjen Dungi,
bewildered
Mentum la
illustrious
Chikin
people.
Deme
Having generated the
Partu.
mind of supreme enlightenment, I invite all sentient beings as my guests. I will engage in the appealing deeds of excellence of enlightenment. May I become a Buddha for the benefit
The
of all
benefit of all
sentient
human
beings.
beings.
Page 15.
Could you chitting into Madam? Could just about that.
Praise to
Should
Shakyamuni Buddha.
some should
To the
some
founder, the endowed transcendent
Tamba,
destroyer,
Jumden, the
the
Tijan,
Tathagata,
Shabu,
the
Dajumba,
foredestroyer, the completely
Parazo,
perfected,
Sangi,
fully
Riba,
awakened being,
Japso, Damba,
perfect in knowledge
Jamana,
and in good
Sheba,
conduct,
Jide, Jamba,
Subhata,
Jibo,
Lord of the
Deve,
world,
Kalo,
supreme
Jua,
guide of
Lana,
human
Mem,
beings to
Adami,
beginners,
Namje,
teacher of
Damba,
gods
Sangi,
and human beings,
Jumden,
to
the
you, the
Pegawa,
completely and
Chaga,
fully
Tuba, La
awakened one,
Chazen,
the endowed
Chato,
transcendent
Kyabsu,
destroyer, the glorious
Chi,
conqueror, the subduer from the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When, O Supreme amongst humans, you were born on this
Kangi
earth, you
kangi
faced out seven
kangi kanse
strides,
kanyi
then said,
so
I'm
chudam se
supreme in this
sajen de
world.
la
To
komba
you who are
dumbron
wise then,
ani
I
jigden de
prostrate.
na
The
choje
pure
so de
bodies
se
form
ke ba ke
supremely
la
pure,
cha je
wisdom ocean
nam
like the
ta ku
golden
wa cho
mountain,
do zu za
fame that
wa yi
blazes
che
in the
ge
three
so se
worlds,
ge lom bo
winner
ban
of the
ha
best,
ba
Lord,
ji
to
de
you
sum
I
na lang ne
prostrate.
wo go go
With the
cho nye
supreme
che na
science
cha
faced like a
je
spotless moon,
de jo de
covered
ba
by
ti me
pearls, to
da
you
ve
I
jar sen
prostrate.
do ta wa che
Prince-free
la cha
like you,
je
the three
de
worlds
da chen
adore.
da se bo ma
Incomparable
je
wise
ni me
one, to
ke je
you I
ke la cha
prostrate. The
je
Savior having great
Gumbo tuje
compassion, the
chente
Founder
pa
having all
tamje kimbe
understanding,
tumpa
the field
bo
of merit
sonama
with
yunchen
qualities like a
kyaso
vast ocean.
tije she
To you,
la
the
cha
Tathagata, I
ze
prostrate.
lo
King of the
tabe
frees one from
de
attachment,
cha
the
takura
virtue that
kire
frees
kire
one
mi
from the
so ni
lower realms,
tuje
the
chi
one
to
path, the
tandama che
sublime
kire
pure
ba singire
reality,
che
to
la
the
cha
Dharma that
ze
pacifies, I
tulne
prostrate.
tuwe lam ya
Those who are
tul
liberated and also show the
tulne
path to
tuwe lam ya
liberation,
de la
the
ba
worthies
ta
who have
la da go
qualified with
ne shingire tamba
realizations,
yende
who are devoted to
yende
the
lam
law
ya
of
cha
precepts,
ze
to you, the
lo
Sangha, I prostrate. I prostrate to
Sangye
the
sola
Buddha, the
chaza
chief of
lo
prophets.
kyuba
I
chila chaza
prostrate to the
lo
Dharma, the
gindye chila
protector.
chaza
I
lo
prostrate to
sula
the
tato
Sangha,
ki
the
chaza
supreme one.
chaza
To all
yeba
three,
tamche
I always
la jindye
prostrate with
gye
reverence.
tanyi
With
bindye
extreme
pa ye
devotion, do I
namkwen
always
choto tebe
prostrate to all
chaza
who are worthy of prostrations. Through surrendering my bodies, numbering particles that constitute all realms, Do not commit any non-virtuous actions, perform only perfect virtuous actions. Succeed by harmony. This is the teaching of Buddha. A star, a visual aberration, a flame of a lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew, or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud. See conditioned things as such. Through these merits, we see there is a deeper state of relations. Subdue the four falls and be delivered from samsara's ocean. Perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. Page 31, the Heart Sutra. The Perfection of Wisdom Sutra. I prostrate to the Arya Triple Gem. Thus did I hear at one time. The Buddha was dwelling on Mahavajra's mountain in Rajgriha, together with a great community of bhikkhus and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Buddha was absorbed in contemplation on the attributes of phenomena for profound illumination. Also at that time, the Bodhisattva Mahasata Aryabhuteshvara looked upon the very practice of the profound illumination of wisdom and beheld those five aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Then, through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said this to the Bodhisattva Mahasata Aryabhuteshvara: how should any child of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom train? He said that, and the Bodhisattva Mahasata Aryabhuteshvara said this to the Venerable Shariputra: Shariputra, any son of the lineage who finishes the lineage, who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom, should look upon it like this, correctly and repeatedly beholding those five aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. The form is empty. Emptiness is form. Emptiness is not other than form. Form is also not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, constitutional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, likewise, all phenomena are empty. Without characteristic, unpredictable, unstable, not without state, not deficient, not fleeting. Shariputra, there is no emptiness, there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no constitutional factors, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visual form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no optical touch, no phenomena. I am limited and so on, up to and including no other limit. I am no mental consciousness element. There is no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, and so on, up to and including no aging and death, and no extinction of aging and death. Similarly, there is no suffering, origination, cessation, and harm. There is no exalted wisdom, no attainment, no absolute quality. Shariputra, therefore, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and dwell with the perfection of wisdom, divine without obscuration, vibhava. Completely past beyond error, they reach the nirvana of nirvana. All the Buddhas who dwell with the three talents also manifestly completely awakened to unsurpassable, perfect complete enlightenment, renowned for the perfection of wisdom. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the unequaled, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering should be known as truth since it is not false. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is declared Tyatha Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhisvaha. Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasata should train in the profound perfection of wisdom like that. Then the Buddha arose from that concentration and commended the Bodhisattva Mahasata Aryabhuteshvara, saying, well said, son of the lineage. Tis like that, it is like that. One should practice the profound perfection of wisdom just as you have indicated. Even the Tathagatas likewise. The Buddha, having thus spoken, the Venerable Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasata Aryabhuteshvara, rose abounding in mental piety along with the Bodhisattva Shariputra Siddhanta, who overjoyed in finding ways that stood before the Buddha. Please say after Bhagavati Purusha Paripurna Bhakti Sutra. Jayatha
Om
Gate
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 Paragate
Paragate
Parasam
Parasam
Gate
Gate
Bodhisvaha.
Bodhisattva
Arasangate bodhiswatyatha om gate gate aragate 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 arasangate bodhiswatyatha. By the teachings of the three supreme jewels possessing the power of truth,
Baba
the
kuncho
inner and
samje
outer
kaya
happiness
dembe
is being
kabye chir
transformed. May
to
they
ba
be
kye me
destroyed.
ba
May
kye
they be
jiva
non-existent.
ji
May they be
dange
pacified.
ba je me
May
de be
all
cho nam
negative
chen de
forces
de gure
opposed to the
so
Dharma be completely
ha
pacified. May the host of
geri
handicrafts
don
and obstacles be
geri don da
pacified.
gye jiva
May
da
they be
min de me ki
separated
da
from
cha da ma
problems
chen
and
de
conditions
ba su
harmful
de
to
me
the Dharma.
de
May all
so
enjoyments be in accord with the Dharma. May auspiciousness and perfect happiness pervade this place now. Page 34. 8 verses for training the mind by Geshe Damdul. With the determination to achieve the highest aim for the benefit of all sentient beings, which surpasses even the wish-fulfilling gem, may the world be clear at all times. Whenever I interact with someone, may I pure myself as the lowest of the four, and from the very depths of my heart respectfully call others as superior. In all my deeds, may I probe into my mind, and as soon as mental and emotional afflictions arise, I say endanger myself to others. May I strongly confront them and avert them. When I see glimpse of unpleasant character, I will suppress by strong negativity and suffering. May I hold back them for their way to fall, as a bat discovered the true treasure. When others out of jealousy treat me wrongly with abuse, slander, and scorn, may I take upon myself the defeat and offer to others a victory. When someone whom I have helped or in whom I have placed great hopes mistreats me in extremely hurtful ways, may I regard him still as my precious teacher. In brief, may all the benefit and joy to all my mothers both directly and indirectly. May I quietly take upon myself all hurtful things of my mothers. May all this remain undefiled and still free of mundane concerns. May I, recognizing all things as illusions, devoid of clinging, be released from bondage. Lama Tsongkhapa's Lamrim Dedication Prayer, verse 1. From my two collections, vast as space that I've amassed, from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds, wisdom, and eyes blinded by ignorance. Page 39. Seven limb practice, excerpt from the King of Prayers, the extraordinary aspiration of the practice of Samantabhadra. I bow down to the youthful Arya Manjushri. You, the Buddhas, the lines amongst humans, call to freedom in the present past and future. In the worlds of 10 directions, to all of you by body, speech, and sincere mind, I bow down. With the energy of aspiration for the Bodhisattva way, with the sense of deep respect, I possess as many bodies as asked of me. To all you Buddhas visualized as real, I bow down. On every particle are Buddha's numbers as particles. Each emits a host of bodhisattvas, and I am confident the sphere of all phenomena is environmental with Buddhas in this way. with infinite oceans of
Danga
grace
ba
for
mi
you,
se ga so
and
na ma
oceans
yang
of
ge
sound
yin
for
la
the
ga
assets
zhen
of
de
my
gun ge
voice.
ge
I
wa
sing
gu
the
ye yin
breathtaking
jian rao jue
excellence
jin
of the
ge wa
Buddha
ra che
and
ba tam
celebrate
je
all
da
of you
ge
Sagatas.
wo
Beautiful
me
flowers
do
in
tam
legal
ba chen wa
gardens,
tam ba
sweet
da
music,
xin ye
scented
nam da
oils
chu
and
ba du cho
parasols,
da man
sparkling
me cho
lights and
da du be
sublime
tam ba
incense. I
ye ge
offer to
wa
you
de da
victorious
ni
ones,
che
the
ba ra
Buddhas,
la ge
fine dress and fragrant
ma
perfumes,
sa tam ba
surrounded
nam da
powder,
ti cho
heaped high
da
and
chi
smart
ma pa
myrrh,
ma re ra
all
ba nyam
wondrous
ba
offerings
da
in
ko ga che
spectacular
ba ra pa
array.
be
I
cho
offer
gun
to
ji
you
ge wa
victorious
de da
ones,
la ni
with
che ba
transcendent
ra
offerings,
ge
fearless and vast, with profound admiration for
Chupaka
all
no
the
lame
Buddhas,
geche
with
wa te
strength of
da ge wa
conviction in
tam
the
che la ya
Bodhisattva
me
way.
zambu
I
chu
offer
la te
and
be
bow
tab
down
da
to all
ge wa
victorious
ku la
ones.
cha ze che
Every
ba
harmful
ra
action I have
gi
done with my body,
de cha
speech,
je
and
da
mind,
ti mo wang ge
overwhelmed by
ni li da
attachment,
nga
anger,
da ti
and
je yi ge
ignorance,
ga
all
de
these I
ba da ge
openly
gi
lay
ba chi
bare
je ba
before you.
de da tam je da
Lift up
ge
my
so
heart and
so sha
rejoice in all the
cho je
merit
ge wa
of the
kun da
Buddhas
san
and
ge se
Bodhisattvas
ra
in
ge
10
lam da lob
directions,
da mi lo
of
ba da
solitary
do wa kun je
realizers,
so na ma ka
theorists of
na ya
training, and
de
those
da kun je
beyond,
ji so da
and of
ye
all ordinary
ra
beings. You who are the bright
Kana
light of
choche
the worlds
jiten
in 10
ruma nama
directions,
chancho
who have
rembara
attained
sangye
the Buddha's
machanye
omniscience
gombo
through the
teta
stages of
dagi tamche
awakening.
la
All
kurlo la
you who
na
are my
mepa
guides,
ko
please turn the
waragyu.
supreme wheel of Dharma. With palms
Yenge
together,
niri
I
nyenge
earnestly
tate
request
kanche teta
you who may
la dowa
actualize
kunla
Hari
pinche
Nirvana,
dewe
please
che
stay with
kalwa
us
chingi
for
duki
eons
shukwa
numberless
dagi
acceptance of
talmo
God,
raje
for the happiness and well being
sarwaragi.
of all wanderers in samsara. Whatever slight
Chaze
merit I
wadan
may have
chuche sheba
accumulated
dan
by
jiso
making
ira
prostrations,
kuje so
offering, and
waye
confessing,
gewa chungse
rejoicing
dagi
and
chi
requesting
saba
that the Buddha
tamche
stay and
zobe
teach, I
chanchu
now dedicate all this for the full awakening of all beings.
chenpo.
Page 42, short mandala offering.
Ni mende di bache.
In English first. This ground,
Tambani.
anointed with perfume,
Taje
strewn with
bege
flowers,
tuje me
adorned
to
with
adam
pathway,
ari rava
the four
lije mi de
continents,
ni
the
ba.
sun and the moon. I
Sange
embody
shin
this
do
as
mi
a
de
Buddha
ura
field and
ye do
offer
ko
it.
nam
May
ta
all
jin
sentient
la
beings
che
enjoy this pure land.
ba shu. Sa je bege chu chu je me Do na da ba shu.
The four dharmas of Venerable Gampopa.
Apa chushi?
May I be blessed that my
Lo chu
mind is
so do wara
directed towards the
chinge lo bu
Dharma.
chu nam
May I
do
be
do wara
blessed that my
chinge lo
Dharma
lam
practice
chuwa
is
se
on the
wara
proper
chinge
path. May
chuwa
I be
ishi
blessed
so
that the
cha wara
path is free
chinge
of
la
flaws. May I be
du
blessed that the flaws are
su.
seen in the light of exalted wisdom. The four dharmas of Venerable
Ege lam
Bhikshu
rim pa ike
Bodhisattva.
ni kasanti.
Becoming utterly frustrated with
Sipa
ignorance
ta
and
ta la
lost
ji
left in
lo je ti mo
existence,
dan zi
please
le
bless
yin
me
je
to
we ngin
generate
ju ge
genuine
saba nambara ta
renunciation,
ba ki
seeing
la
all
ke wara
aspects of
chinge la du
samsara as viciously
su.
repulsive. Please bless me
Abe
that my
jen jen
mind
be
stream
chan chu
overflows
ge
with the
sim jen
precious
bo je sim
bodhicitta
gyu chu
that
bara
cherishes
chingi
others
la
more than
du
myself.
su.
Please bless me to have an
Tende ki nye de
immaculate
ba zum
experience
ye
of
su
the
ran
wisdom of
chingi tu ba
emptiness
du zam gi
that does
nya
not
tong
see
ye tong
even
ba
an
ni
atom
je
of
ta ba.
intrinsic
Ka da chu
reality
bara
on the
chingi la
basis
du
of
ye
understanding how
su.
things come into being by dependent origination
Te
through
to
mere
ni su me
conditioning.
pe yi she
Please
rimbo
bless me that
che
my
sim
mind stream
gyu chu
overflows with
bara
the precious
chingi
wisdom
la
of the non duality of
du
bliss and emptiness.
su.
Idam Guru Ratnam
Kana men da
Dadati
la kan ya
Vinirteyam.
da ya mi.
Page 44. the foundation of all
Yende
good
Shiguma, Yende
qualities by
Shiguma,
Lama
Shipchi
Tsongkhapa.
Shipting gonna do
The
Shipchete.
foundation of all good qualities is a
Yende
kind and
Shiguma.
perfect pure guru.
The
Wherein
Kunje, Singa,
devotion to them
Tinje,
is the root of the
Suje,
path.
Temba,
By
Lamje,
clearly seeing
Tawar,
this and applying
Ebara,
great
Tony,
effort,
Ambiba,
please bless
Tuma,
me to rely
Yekiba,
upon him
Chembe,
with great
Tembara,
respect.
Chingil,
Understanding
Yechi,
that the
Yebe,
precious freedom of
Ten
this rebirth
Sande,
is found
Shiga,
only
Nyaka,
once,
Tenje,
is
Shagun,
greatly meaningful and is difficult to
Zen
find
Gundo,
again.
Nimbo,
Please
Lembe,
bless me to
Loginche,
generate the mind
Mebara,
that
Kevara,
unceasingly
Chingil,
day and night
Yeso,
seeks
Yuan,
acceptance.
Chi,
This
Chubura,
life is
Jin,
as
Yurto,
impermanent
Jigbe,
as a water
Shiva,
bottle.
Tembat,
Remember how
Shive,
quickly
Jesu,
it decays
Lita,
and death
Timaje,
comes.
Karna,
After
Linde,
death, just
Chichi,
like a
and
shadow
Awar,
follows the
Yeba,
body,
Tembo,
the results
Nini,
of virtuous and
Nibezo, Tashi,
non-virtuous
Tawa,
karmas follow.
Namja, Pumwat,
Finding firm and
Yeso,
definite
Tata,
conviction
Rubara,
in this,
Cheba,
please bless
Pato,
me
Pata,
always to be
Jabara,
careful
Chingil,
to
Chebe,
abandon even the
Mingo, Dunga,
slightest
Kundi,
negativity
Yogo,
and
Ite,
accomplish
Miru,
all
Stipe,
virtuous
Pumbat,
deeds. Since
Nimi,
having
Rini,
said this are
Tarbe, Devala,
unsatisfying and
Tunye,
unreliable,
Chembora, Kemora,
seeking them
Jingil,
is a door to
Namda,
overtaking.
Samba, Tia, Tamba,
Recognizing these
Yedinda,
shortcomings,
Shishi,
please
Bayo,
bless me to
Jimbo,
generate a strong wish for the bliss of liberation, led by this pure thought, mindfulness, alertness, and right posture in life. The integrity chase is keeping the Pratimoksha path. Please bless me to accomplish this essential practice. Just as I have fallen into the sea of samsara, so have all other migratory beings. Please bless me to see this trained and supreme bodhicitta and bear the responsibility of freeing migratory beings. Even if I develop bodhicitta, but I don't practice the three types of morality, I will not achieve enlightenment. In my cave recognition of this, please bless me to practice the Bodhisattva vows with great energy. Once I pass the mind distractions to wrong objects and correctly analyze the meaning of reality, please bless me to generate quickly with the knowledge the unified path of calm abiding and special insight. Having become a
Tumo
pure
lamja
vessel
no
of
do
training in the general
gyurbana
path,
teba
please
kunji
bless me to
chogyo de
enter the
che
holy
de
gateway of the
kalza
fortunate
jigen
ones,
jungo
the
tamba
supreme
tere
culture
de la ni
vehicle.
to jugbara
At that
chingi lo
time, the basis of
ze
accomplishing
ngujo
the
nam
true
ye
attainments
chupe ji
is keeping
nam
pure
ta tam
vows
ze
and
dom ba
samaya.
sum ba ne
As I have become
shema min
firmly
be nge
convinced
ba
of
ni
this,
gyro
please
ne so
bless me to
da
protect
de
these
sum ra
vows and pledges
chingi
like
lo
my life. Then, having realized the
tene gyude
importance of the two
nyimbo rimne
stages,
ke
the
ne
essence of
nama chi ji to
Vajrayana,
ne
by
zen ba ye
practicing with great
tunje na
energy,
jira
never
chele
giving up
mi
the
ye
four
wara
stations,
tabe sun
please
jen
bless
do
me to
bara
realize the
chingi
teachings of the
lo
Holy Guru.
Yadara
Like
lamsa
that, may the
tumi
Gurus who
chi.
show the noble path
Yadara
and the
lamsa
spiritual
tumi
friends who
chingi dan
practice it have
suji
long
tubi
lives.
tona
Please bless
jagden.
me to pacify
Shidan
completely
nangi pardo
all outer
jibe so
envy and
nyawara jivara
hindrances.
chingi
In all my
labdu sul.
lives, never
Kiwa
separated from
gundo
perfect
yanda
bliss,
lama
I have
dan
enjoyed the
deme
magnificent
shige de
Dharma
la lu.
by completing the
Satan
qualities of the
lamge
sages and
yente
gods.
razon.
May I quickly
Doje
attain the
chanji
state of
ko ban
Vajradhara. Next,
yurdo
the name was
shu. Ani misi ma.
first in English.
Tambo yinchi na
Pure
che ni teni.
Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of non-referential compassion, and
Considerable
Manjushri,
passion.
master of flawless
I was
wisdom,
actually with
as well
them
as
loving them.
Vajrapani,
I was
destroyer of
also
hosts of
one
demons without exception, Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snows, Losang Drapa, at your feet I make prostrations.
We read the English translation once more. You are Bodhisattva, great treasure of non-referential compassion, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, dissolve whose the demons without exception. Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sage of the land of snows, Losantrapa, at your feet I make prostrations. Okay, thank you, Shalinila. Thank you so much. And now we are going to do the what is known as generating the amount of consummate yoga in Tibetan.
Shalina Tuchina, any Talazota, any Massachusetts, where it took again on the Generation Sugore, and also Tamuazo. Also, in Tambo Shini, Shini,
followed by
Kamanga, some Chibi, Shini, Committee, Jedani, Nijuki Samba, and
so
Get Antony, Tony Tao, community, also any Katsukama, some get to a son, any Kamanga, and some Chibi community.
5 minutes of the shamatha meditation.
Kamanga, Chibi, Shini community.
Okay. Ready? 5 minutes.
So Kamanga Ringala, some Shini community.
Okay, thank you. So with this, let us quickly meditate on renunciation based on the scales. So this will be
Tawakata ki chage shisha vitone ani
it's also
karsa
called
ngenju samba
analysis
ngenju samba
meditation
komeche
and simultaneous
ngenju
meditation.
samba tari chitani
They call
ni
both.
tse
What we
chibu
did just now
gom de la
is
gom
the
gom je de
simultaneous
gom de la
meditation.
ni
Now we're going to do
tse
the
chibu gom je da che gom je
analytic.
da jogom
So
singi yor
always
ta nang
with the
zo
quiet
jogom de gom
thinking,
sabre ta ta ga
quiet
zo gar
renunciation,
che gom gom yare
bodhicitta,
che
what's
gom de kari
intention.
yimba ina
So
ma
very
chika sa ta nang zo
the thinking
pena ni
is
kare
required
ngenju
every
chansem yang ta pe
when
tawo kom ya
as
te ki
visual meditation
khanga
is
che gom
involved.
cha do gore ti ma che gom
So
na
with
na
this
che do
mind,
gore
it's going to be a very quick meditation.
ani nang zo ani
For which
jokpo jokpo ya
follow
ani
by Venerable
ngenju gom na ya
instructions
che
and
ani
really
ngenju
try
gom ya
to
te la ni di namte
listen
yo pe thon gom na ya
what is being shared here, to
ani
correlate
nam
with
kira
whatever
ngi ji
or
kar la
heard
pa te ya
before,
kan
read
nyen be
before.
thon te shi su
Instead,
chi
just
thon
try
gom
to
ket pe
take
na
part in
na ma nga
this
te shi jang te
together
shi se ya
through the
shen de dewa ma
experiences
yiba
so
che
that you
so
can,
tanda ani
as
gisla ki kalop ti kan
experiences
sna be te ga shi cha be thon ni so so
transform our
nyong se
internal
ne me de nyong kan de
thoughts,
syong gu so
and
so samlo ni gi wa
that
kan
is
de
what
li gi do
which
di
can
ma te shi
awaken
sha ki thon
the
gom jo
electricity
chi
within us.
ane te gi ti ma ja ya wa chi
This
gom ba yin
mind,
ane so 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 gi ni
just
kap da shi ngu da
basically
se tu je ane
do the earlier
an
revisualization of all the
ngal
four
nga so ani
bodhisattvas
kap
in
kap
space and
ngal nga
time,
so
so
kar sa
loving, caring,
ani sem je
and
ka da de
graceful.
kap di mi ba se ta na
Fellow
shin din
parents,
su
fellow
sun din
children,
na yin
and
din gi
all
dam ga
crew
la
members in all
ante be ta ba to
generations,
ma chum den
including
da
our
cho ju ju
assigned
sa gi chan ju sam
beings,
tham che shu yo ba
animals,
chi ta ani sem
insects,
je gi mi pa la
herbivores,
ani
god
ro ru
goddesses,
ge sem je
spirits,
se de tin je pa ma ni
everyone around you.
ki so me ro ru ge sem je ta che la mi la ma ni nya wa yi da tu ru la so ba tham che na gi ta pa shu yo ba chi me pa na
But as the mind,
ani sam de gi tho ani
renunciation is not
아니
renounce
ngeju se de
ignorance,
nginan ngeju se
it
de
is
karse gore se
restoration.
na dewa
It is
nge ba
not to
chula
renounce
dewa nge ba
happiness. It is not
kasa
renounce.
na
It is
dewa nga
not to
chu ye ki
renounce
dewa de ki ba te ni
the
kasa mo
joys,
pong
the
si ko mar
happiness that we
se
have.
ni
The
dewa
renunciation
da ki po
sometimes
dang ka bo de
people
ni
have
le ni ni na
misconception.
kasa ti
Renunciation means
ani nga pa ju
renouncing
si
things
ko
that we
mar
have,
es nga
happiness,
chu la
house,
ya da sang
cars,
ba
and so
sang be
forth.
cha da nga
This
chu
is
pe
a
na chu
total
ne ya bo sang ba ya
misconception.
bo sang ba cha ti
Renunciation is to renounce
ti yu sho
your
si ko mar ti
ignorance,
le ri na
painful
che ti pa me ba
experiences.
chu be ka nga ba
That is
chu
the
si ko mar
meaning of the
ani
renunciation.
tanda kar so
To
go
renounce
ari
painful miseries, you need to know
dunga
how to renounce
ngenju se
causes
be tanda
causes of
ngenju se de
miseries.
tanda kare zana dunga ngo jo was dunga le ngebar
Miseries
chung se de kare
reflect,
dunga gi gyule ani ngebar
as
chung go dunga gi
summarized
de
by
dunga gi gyule
Bodhicitta,
ngebar chung se dunga gi ra to go ari dunga gi de kare se
ceasing of
na
karma's afflictions is nirvana.
ani pe na le da
Karma's
nyu ma ze
afflictions
be tar le da
arise
nyu ma nam
from
to le te da to
conceptualization
le
of
te ba na to
temporary
ba nyi ka par
intention.
gyuru se go lu
This
gi
in
so
turn
na shi
arises from the elaboration of self-grasping ignorance, and the elaboration ceases through the wisdom of emptiness.
da le te ba na to ba nyi ki ka par
So with
gyuru
this
se
in
da to ba
mind,
nyi to ga par gyuru se de so
the
do ta lo di
belief
na
that we
shi
have
odi
the
ani
contentment
si
karmas,
si je
that
de
we stay
ni
away
so
from
ja
contentment
pe na ni
karmas,
nga zo
the
nga zo to kar
non-attachment
zana sa che gi
possessions
le
as
de
best
sa
we
che gi le
can,
de ma ni nga bar
afflictions,
chu chu go ri
attachment, anger,
ani sa che
jealousy,
gi le de ar kun no che
and
de
the
la ni
ignorance to the
nyomo
best
ani to
we
cha
can,
che
stay
da
away
ti
from
mo nga
them,
ge la
and
so ba te
likewise
gi de
seeking further attention,
te de la ka
exaggerating
ti na ta rin do ya
holiness
an
and
ti
putting
le
it
ha
into our
ani i do
background,
wala ni ya
and
ka
then
za di
finally
chak pa ta i do
waking
mi
up
wala ta
from a
wala
state
so
of
ba ti cha ni
ignorance.
te le i do wa
So
ta
the
i do
Buddha
mi wa se ta
identified
le ya
ignorance as the
ani
root
chu mi ji ge
of
nam
all
to li do se le
evils,
ge ba i do mi
and
wa
for that
ani
matter,
ya ka za i do mi
ignorance
wa se le ge ba
when
ji
you know
ma
that
chi
it
ni che
is
di
the
chin che ni le
root,
sang na so ji sung ge
then
te ge de ma ge ba
as
jo
Buddha
te ge de ta
particularly
rin do
identified for
jang sing
himself,
do ani de we ge ni
renunciation
mo
is
ge chu go
conceived
re
empty of
ani ti
conceit,
tham chi chung sa de kar
emptiness
se na
of
mari ba
form,
le chung de go
predominates
re mari ba
both.
se te le mari ba la
This
mang bo yo re mari ba
misconceives
ta to
miseries
kar
as
se na tan da
happiness,
kap su
which
ai mi ta
misconceives
ba la ta
bodhicitta,
ba ani
finally,
bong ba ani mi za wala sang wala mi
misconceives
zin ba la me ba la
body's
da to
nature
to
as
ba zin ba
absolute.
ta ani
So to eradicate these four
tati
misconceptions,
ene pena ane mari
that was the
chinchi lo
Buddha
shi
very
jorwa
further thought, the four
ene
seals.
tang te ta ta
First,
tu zime mi
all
zang ne tang de
complexities
chinchi lo
impermanent.
shi de ma lo do bar
So the
che na tang mi
things
da bar
which are
ta par zime
composed
tang zing gi
of
nyim po te la ni
material
ane mi
parts
ta bo kom gore mi to
cannot
ba
be
mi ta se
spiritual
de kare se
path,
na ni ke chi
or
chi gi wa
physical
mi
path,
ta ba te la
or
ni
in time
kin gi mi
to
ta ba ta ni
necessarily
ka so gore
be of the nature of impermanence. And as physics
ta pena mi ta ba
and
si tu
karmic
zam ba la ke chi gi wa
unpleasantness
ta
would
ti ni tu ten la so tu
teach
ben
us
pena ma gam se de ba
that
tu
the
ge mi ta
core
ban
of the
te de ma pe
universe
tun so shi bet
made of the
pena
physical
tam
matter
ta
that
jiting kam khari ba
constantly
tham jiting kam
fluctuates.
khari ba tham
This is
che
what the
kana
Buddha indicated as all
ke chi
consciousness is
kya min de
impermanent.
ban gyur do gi ba
And
chi
Buddha
ani
added
welcome celebrate yore. Dila ani sangi chumden de ge ni pena ni sujeng ge chu Ujengi jingdengi kamde ni gyowan wa na shi ane sangi chumden degi samlo de ya ane semde ya ni ke chigi jingyu dugu yo bere tapena ani rabi mitaba na thai mitaba ta rabi mitaba de ju yamambo shi kharesena ani pena gun chen du ba se shurba ani pena nga jo ani debin lugi na lo la ke bo to lo bo se ro changis kan ne se ro bo ta tin mom chun tan du sama me ba chas ni yo maris tan ta te se yo maris ju sama du cha ani ta ga na shi tan da nga na tan de cha cha la ina pena ta sin da silen se ro bo ta wang chen bo da bo pe ke bo da no bo la so ba de yo re si ne ya ta ni lo chi ni je da chi ni ni su re ani Tsuchina me chalo my economy me do ani tamatra karela tembe yu to shima to chikanya me exist ani mita ba se de karesna ko kichi gudu ga tapatte bu khaya me yine yang asu muni tanzi gule de me de yuni yo pas khatra kuni tapatte bu gure me so na jesim de gyore yine yang asu ba shipchi chejin tashawa ina Pedro inare wang inare kosa inare khareji yimba ina kote buta ta kote khaya yo mares tege da rakpa chado ren pa na ni mita ba thamol le chasana ani ni pena ngaran so to wala chi sa cha chi le chi cham cham chi le ni khamga chi ba yin se ro de na ma bo shin du go ro pena nga zo pena togem ba yukol to cham ba de cham cham do chi ro Zamzal Anzo Kurugani Chibo, then Ninja Raboda, Jito, the Gutan Bataya, the Anti Miss Sango to me, Sanamcho Dembati, Miss Namcho Dembatuski never read that chicken Sango Tongue and Ninja Tongue and Yakush Tongue and I gave the Lempola so depend Ming you got a top Sayung and that they did it on the 20. Ani namcho de me do say something na tati tempo yo mare se ini samle kat kha dro ina cha kro jo pena ta pirme line pena ta tending ki tines kya sho chambo kurin samle tela kartang gore kuni kro me ba kalpana ne ya ki tines samle tan so gore ina ya ti yo mare khanga kro pena ngalo cha ngalo mi thamalo ngalo cha sha ba ina ani mi namcho demba tu kar sam tang gore ti mi ta ba se de ta khare de shin zang bo ngam ba se do ta chi ja ko dan tu che se do
one day 10 years later I'll be somewhere 20 years later I'll be somewhere and for those who are in your 20s after 10 years I'll be somewhere 20 years I'll be somewhere but the tension stress and the joys the youth that I feel today will all become like memories. If you don't believe in the elders like my age, they are your witness. They will tell you that once upon a time they were your age, and now the youth gone, but the stress also gone. Stress of the youth, they're gone. At the same time, the youth, extremely agile body is also gone. This is impermanence. So this impermanent change that we see is possible only if there's the subtle impermanence. Subtle impermanence is momentariness involved. And the moment
mitaba thamo se te kare tane but kichi de gyure pe thamo nam sha chi manu cha gore ta pena nga do lu chi dawa chi ji lai sho te do de ra ta pa ro cha sho ta pena lu chi se te ne dawa tin du da te ne chu te ne ni karma te ne karcha ni ma ani Gachale tangana pena chuzula tawa ina chuzuki te kor chuzuki korke de matza tak la nike ge de zambala tadi karcha se kasa kama se da karcha tumo chikani gudin to word di ganso kali sa ko la ina ananzo kawa la tajene kawa la tane ni kawa la tane staba se di mache che do kande sigwa chopa kande sigwa do di na shi ananzo ge lui da sem ananzo lui sem te tinde chopa judo word di na shi diga na shi jiden ge kam khari me ina de judo word ani pena ananzo ni me korchi na lo la sa chi ni la dugi be ina me ko de chopa shush do ro ta ti to de ananzo Speak on the way and as she not the to us. Catching longer catching she longer.
And who decides where to train?
Ngumbrada shina loya te kare langor za na penati ani mekor tangde mi te ke ani kawati do ga shina go su go ma kawati ge me that kete ta to kare za ni mekor tangde de la kawan ma do kawake ma ke te kare la li go re za mekor tangde de la li go re siti na shi ta da ngazo kawati ma ti se ta ngazo sem la li go re sem te ge ani sem te ge kawati ta ani Shera la tigi yotaya ngone na yido yini kaza dumra jin tigi yote ani train kaza de me portan ke je ne khalo wala rale banashi ngaran so ni thartu digi de ba jin kirgi yote dungen de ba jin kirgi yote ngaran so sam sem la rale gyores ani tapena mitaba se da ngazu ki sem gi mari pena contamination da tapena sakchi ki le ta nyomo sakchi ki le da sepa Raji di tapu kanzo tananganzo ni tau kata ki chagi je tangpo de karimba duji tamje mitaba san duji ki chui yudan kene ki chu kanyi ba tamje mitaba che nipa de karare sachi tamje dunga was sachi se de kara sakpa nyomo bana ani kada leda nyomo sachi ki leda nyomo ki wini sachi ki leda nyomo le juu kuyo chubo kanyi chu kanta kanyi ba tamje dunga ki ranshin chiri negap kawa ina dunga wana je dunga de katu ina michu tande michu sam mache bi onde shi ore sachi gile da nyomo tingla ni ratwe chene me ba ma ta de khare kade le te le tu sa da kawan tu nyong gore lawa ina mari pa le tu de yore yugi ni su ma she pa da ma te uchi ngara zo sang la ta nyam nyong de yore za pu chu chu kam ni na te nyang te kangen de ka ta dunga de nyang de be nyam nyong de nyong de nga sang ma la yore pu chu chu kam le chimbo cha ni le chimbo cha ni ngazu sang ma ta ti dunga te le pe 다 탕체되어 그디 니 그디 두 그디 삼치기리 따디 디디 아니 코르베기니 둥에데 그디 삼치기리 삼체 여레베 요마레베 라베 페나가서 페니 줄링이 시 니둥이 생아 세다고 당하나도 로션디 컵 세다고 나 타르메 컵 세도 상마 코로코나 가두고 도와스 아니 인가나도 단나가나도 차샤나 가라도 키포스에네 당보스에네 지망보지 상마 림베림베치는 가도 그래서 되게 뒤적 꽁치요 말해서 대왕 되게 돼요 말해 나나도 등에 용역이 등에 대한 아니 같은 등에 대 맞아도 등에 대 같이 참치게 되잖아 참 같이 참치기를나 일 베저지 마든 참치에 키요 말해서 배 무트는 돼 되기래서 냥네 돼 되기래서 아들 베저지 때와 이나 참치에 요래서 다 베저 같은 페나가저 아니 chemeje pasha ina chemete na lo la numda ani dige de ye bayina ni chemete mutin bargi wate na shi 당아주게 둥에데 아니 가서거래 둥에데 삼체에 데까지 저래 기시 둥에데 용하게 규도 무투니 사데바이니 삼체에 큐니요 말레스 다데 간데스 삼샤바 저거래 라와나 데 둥에 군 중사게 아니 마리바시어 바다 아니 티모 덴지 마리바죠 다디 삼체워디 타와니 코 타고 땅고 거래 다데 간스 땅고래 라와나 다디랑 아주 베전 저거래 딜 님부 땡고 거래 님부 마테 바이나 베저지 님부 마템바 이나니 카투 이나 참치기 마르 카투 참치데 아주 상길라 멜람 겹다 카르 카츠 멜람 겹다 카츠 아니 지게네 민 게다 민치보 게다 쳔보 토코스 뭐 카츠 차바 이나 게디 아니 용기 마레스 답변을 좀 아니 용금 세디 케바 쳔보지 차도기 여바이나 같이 거는 용금 세디 럽션 치리 케바 차고 그런 거 럽션 맞진 차요 말았디 난시 단당한 저기 사지 일레다 녀모테 짜와니 내가 써야 될라니 배전 된 거래 배전 갈된 거래 녀부 된 거래 녀부 돼야돼 가르레 라와이나 아니 녀부 될라 아 답변을 상기기 아니 가서 변에 톱나도 뭐 취임을 저 도에 자기 무슨 이게 더 봐진 라면 도에 이거 중에 담바도 도와줄 수만 나시 상기기에 방도기 있는 가지고 제요 말에 상기기에 가지고 동안다 동에게 규대 자기 친아요 말에 돼요 말에 다들 가려서 나니 따와가다 자기들은 자기 숨바데 가르는 숨으로 이제 탐지메다고 자제 탐지는 걸 숨바데 가르 최 탐지 동지 당매 봐 생각서 돌라 다음에 다도 다음에 봐 임바지라 다도 주번 진진에 친지로 준비 관진 답변 하나 좀 밀람나 집에 티모지 밀람나 배 주된다 Tadi milam te kada susu ki milam da shi ji suye shaba te le me pa te kada cha gore chane tanga spena de milam imba ratro ya te kada se cha gire lawa yine khati shi gire lawa ne ni se sona milam imba shi lugurwa ta ni le ta timu ni le se sona timu ni le timu be ni te le san sona ni shi ni nga zo de milam na la de to ba nga zo ratro to gures ani kiran zo mambo shi ge ni di ani na nalinde lobjong mambo shi nang to ta na shi ani ko mari kaza tombañi gola lobjong che saba de mambo jure mambo ji saba ya sigires ani mambo ji ke tanda ngazo pegan ji ni zeri mambo ji nyam shu na che ne pene nalinde ke diploma course ta mar ni master course la soba ta de tanda ya jo ani tanda ngazo ni nalinde mas ni kaza de diploma course tanda doshe bata do ani kisi de ge chinde yo pa inda do mutin yo re pegan ji leche de nyam so de wa shi ni ni che na dire mambo ji andi 아니 단니 하마고 같은데 요시기 가서 디플로마 코र्स 네 단다 토데 두바데 단다 조데요리 아니 레라보리 칼 카부요 마레스 당가주디 위즈덤 세 단다 아니 시럽 세 카르데 단다 가서 취담 제 동시 다음에 봐서 다음에 봐시 다음에 또 시럽 데 귤레 키고 다음에 또 시럽 데 아니 다음에 봐데 다음에 비니도 신고 당가 페나
I'm meditating. So what is this? How does this self appear to you? Which you identify as I'm, like a dream, or like a dream, or as something so objectified, the objective was solidly objectified there. Of course, so solidly objectified there. Of course, it's not like a dream which my mind creates. It's totally independent of my mind's creation. Okay, this belief that this self exists intrinsically real as subjective, this is known as self-grasping ignorance. This is the one, the where we see things as objectively real, that is where we are sucked up in the dream of samsara. Okay, so how do you know that this is ignorance, is not a valid mind? Yes. But let's remember what Arjuna taught. If the mirage were to be water, or not those close by the mirage see water, with a similar token reasoning, if the self would exist objectively, why don't I see the self as I go closer to this object? Okay, now going closer to the object, which is technically known as subjecting the self to ultimate analysis. By going closer, we end up seeing the very inlay of the skin.
당가서 아니 담배나 취담 지동시 다음에 봐서 소소 달음이 비니 다음에 검자 또 많이 얻었지. 다서는 담보가는 아니 가스도 간디션도 가스도 잠발라 가스도 리다 셈기나로 지겨버려 시작도 왔어. 아니 근데 샤브나신 되지 파테 바이나 아니 수수기 아니 리다 셈기나 리텔라 아니 중앙아 저거래 중앙아나로 답변나 사이 중앙 사이 답변나 아니 박파니 되는 리tom다 되는 로아다 침바다 되지 말레 때바 나 빙아리면도 왔어. 때가 나시 아니 좋아 좋아 좀 주변하게 추지리 달리기는 렌시를 지어라 되게 막 때와이나 아주 주변하로 나니 추다 아니 때가 나시 아니 아니 때가 나시 롱 당도 오야 오치 지난 동야게 롱지 때가 나시 아니
trillions of atoms
long de mane link de khare de lawa ina ni te kada atom tan pe na duten ji se sha baten de antega na je ni chumi nam kha phardong tong da shora su du bi dan
like vacuum, but I'm not vacuum.
ta samle abo je ta bai na nga zo ki su bu de la to nga zo ki vacuum tong cha so de ni nga tong cha mares 아니 인간적인 중앙사 주메로 남가 남시게 fundanga 되야 말에 남시에서한테 가르자는 심 남시들라니 부다 부모세야 되게 부모여세요 말에 아니 나세다 나 부인가 부모 인생을 세워져 놓았어
So even this mind of the consciousness also
semgale leiti zambala 부다 부모께 제시해요 말에 삼는 다가 간페나 다소소 이니 다시에다 가와도는 다시에다 리다 셈나로 남바 pero ngana dolani par yu da vi da sem ke teni yu bana buje charge ore teni ine ya ma tse ju ta che kan do di sambala pena to do ju gi gi ma ta che yon di sambala li da sem gi na lo na li da sem gi na lo se bana ta ya me pa se bo was kawani to
different from the past.
Tapena any yana any brother leader semi the cheat to your barbe yana leader some that had to your barbe and listen the cheat to yamidu listen that had to yamidu taters and listen the chilo yamidu don't the carson that nasi listen that the net top don't leader same listen getting any cheat on tate kando yamidu yambitsma tila nimbo dengi shadu ta listen getting tashin chinti sambala nasi kana luita listen get talk na sawa ni me pa nye chi tire sigi dumu su kaya mindu somebody did ngamda ya shena do ngamda de yon sigi nga sen nga me bare se de de ya ngamda da shena yon sigi de se yon pe ya ko re se sende chego ma re se ta do mutu ni yang yang jo gong go re yang yang do gom ba yin ni nge ba nge chu re
okay now
ani
this experience is amazing. What is the benefit of this
the thing
experience?
only tane pe nyawa te nyoma nyame de yakura nan di nyamyo de yakudo was nyamyo de ndo kariyo re la ba yina
and imagine you come out of this
ta kanto se de yulngwe ni
meditation
sawa ni ni ka ngase de yulge ngene se na ta listen ni te ni sawa ni ni nye pa chimindu ngase de ta me to la do ge ba che so jung ros ni nga sriyo sharyong ro to pe nga yang sharyong do yang la do ngendo yang sharyong do yang la do so do de ge so ajli do as
appearance purely subjective, so therefore what is involved with this appearance
ni sharle de sharge sharte de kantane
purely subjective.
ani lo la shaba ta ja kara yul sem yul chenge wone shayar ma to yul ne tsawani ne me resita ta yul chenge wone shaba ra yul shaba ta lui patta pa sam ana yul ne tsawani ne me nyambe sambat na yan kingi nga se de yul chenge lui ta patta ma to yul ne tsawani ne me samashi
all our
that is in past
tension,
ani
depression, anxiety, anguish,
tongba ni jira shi tem la kare se na
angst, mental pains.
yulgen yebe yulgen yebe de sawan ni tome to la do suna ani ngazo sem na la ji dan ta ngan ta she na ta chi kong chu ye de sama mandi timzo tongba ni tu ka pa su wa na jin
This is what the Buddha
ngazo tem ma ki pa na ma da wa ta
feel
te
transcending
sama
sorrow
ma
is
chi
absolute
te
peace.
tonda
The
kar se
experience of
go re ani
emptiness,
cha ge shi na la cha ge
absolute
shi pa de
peace, which can never
ani
be shaken by any
nyangale de ba
appearances
shiwa
in
o
other
se
life.
nyangale de ba shiwa o so
This
mo
is known
se
as
shiba
absolute
de
peace. It
ta
experience
di thame
emptiness.
thar tu de tongba ni ki nang lang ka ba de ta ni du nge gi ju de ta na shin jo da ta ta ka ne ti gi de khang da tongba ni tu ma ka tongba ni gi na shin la ma ka tongba ni ra shin la ka so tongba ni tu ka so nyam be so ma che ta ti chong zo na ni du nge ka tham che shi ro re on dit la kar se go re se na ni nge ju se re nge par jung se nge
practice. Slowly come out of this. Okay, ready? And Bodhicitta practice, there are two methods, but we are not going to do any of these two methods because that these require quite a chunk of time, and we due to time constraint, we'll do the Bodhicitta based on the four immeasurables. Okay, so the practice of four immeasurables, oftentimes my friends tell me that this practice of four immeasurables is very superficial. What I try to contemplate and what my mind says, these two are totally contradictory. So this so superficial. Yes, it's very superficial, no doubt. At the same time, keep in mind that it's like the practice of the music. And when you practice music, we see that you learn how to which keys to press when you're practicing the keyboard. Even though you mimic your teachers, but there's no music, it's just a noise coming out. So you're trying to mimic, it's very superficial, still there's no music, it's noise. And keep doing it, which is the meaning of the practice. And eventually we see that, that there's a real beautiful music comes out eventually. So this is because of the practice. So where there's a superficiality there, And you keep practicing this, and eventually it becomes real. So this is known as a practice. If it's already right from the beginning, if it is a beautiful experience coming, then there's no need of the practice. Okay, with this in mind, and that is just fully try to invoke the experiences to the best you can. And even if the experience, there's no experience to come, nothing to worry about. Just try your best. Try your best. This is what is required. Okay, good. Follow the instructions as much as possible. The first, immeasurable loving kindness. How good would it be that all my dear meditation beings are endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness.
May all my dear meditation
be endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. All the responsibility that all my dear meditation beings are endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. The Buddhas of Bodhisattvas is such a courageous commitment, the intense habit of minds, stress, and nectar is resucitalized towards you and all the messenger beings. The mere touch of instills in all happiness and causes of happiness, like Bodhicitta, emptiness in the minds of you and all the messenger beings. And you, witnessing such a miracle is happening to all the messenger beings, you're intensely happy. Take 3 deep breaths, sound with relief. Immeasurable compassion. How good would it be that all my dear medicine beings are free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all my dear medicine beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. Cause of suffering primarily consisting of self-grasping, ignorance, and self-centeredness. How do I take the responsibility that all my dear medicine beings are free from suffering and the cause of suffering? Like the mother of all the living beings, children. Seeing this pain, seeing pain in children, mother's pain is so aching. And this is exactly what happens to Buddhist Bodhisattvas. As such, Lama Tripura scrutinized the statement that you are making such courage commitment, noticing that the habits of Tripura and the son also changed to embrace lovingly. He made the promise to the mother that we are grown up, we'll take care of you more, and we know how much you love us. When we are grown up, we'll also take care of all our son beings. When the mother could have visualized so proud of you. This is exactly what happens to the Buddhist Bodhisattvas. They were so happy and proud of you, for you taking the responsibility for all my dear messenger beings. You take upon you the sovereignty. So with this joy and happiness Bodhisattvas feel, they invoke the compassionate minds to send for nectars of soothing lights towards you and all the messenger beings. The mere touch of lasting nectar is responsibility yours. What you love all my living so-called living beings, all minds of sentient beings to yourself. And you witnessing such a miracle is happening to all the messenger beings. You're intense happy. Take 3 deep breaths, sound with relief. So with this, we'll directly jump to the Bodhicitta practice or Bodhicitta commitment. Before that, we'll look at Bodhicitta commitment 3 times together, wholeheartedly. We're going to say this together 3 times. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear brothers and beings. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear brothers and beings. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear brothers and beings. This this amazing, beautiful mind. This is the most beautiful mind that you can possibly think
At
in
the
this world.
day, some the
And today,
mystic is some sample
generated
Yahoo,
this.
you could you
That's
don't
why
win
it
numbers
was
as some
beautiful
child,
mind of
there is and what
Bodhicitta,
is
and
some
this
jet.
thought is a clean.
Chicken dog,
And
the
this
Sanki cover of the chin
Bodhicitta
get
is
top
using
chat,
thought.
number lost social trouble. Which get in there with some loot any. Then there was some loot same day and some sankote any and Dawa Kawaka which we choose on the
no matter how much you squeeze a handful of sand,
any
it comes out. Yes, I know that. I'm not a handful of sand.
아니, 네,
I'm
로리를
a
심지 탐,
seeds
지금 가다
rich,
수술하나 또
and it
상기
does come
고버는
out.
이제 토바
And the
토바
Buddha niche
토바
within.
지긴 냠자 토바 여러
The
배서
Buddha
배나
is the only
지마전에
one that is not
민통기
activated
말로
since
왔어.
time
디나신
immemorial
니
till
제베서는
today.
말에서가
Yes,
지마 많이
all it is
생각나.
that I'm being
아니,
deceived that it could be
놈퇴게
strict
미바
terrorists
가리고
or
슬라와이나
grasping ignorance
아니
that would
상기 리요 상기 리요 이네 양디 아니 라마 토바다 아니 고마 토바다 같이 버리라와이나 아니 단지 말이 보다 란 진진게 막 갑제네 아니 디 라토 마주고 아니 니 마주 버샤버레 사타디 메버체 같이 그래 드링은 단이 아니 란친진 단진들 싸와니니 그 싸고도 매버서에게 탑시 다행히 근데 배나 뒤선 뒤나신다 단지 말이 보다 란친진게 뒤섬디 뒤들 맞대면 그보다만 좀 저기 근데 가르치 지기 나와이나 아니 되게 아니 게다 아니 냠보 가르인가 아니 최담지 동시 다음에 봐서 단단한 저 자기시 나로기 초등지 동시 다음에 봐서 다음에 되고 민 단단한서 가시데 가르치 차기도 가시야 때문에 미남나 신지 차기도 배 야메나 파기 꾸네 탁포치 때부터 지어버려 시도 당아줄에 되게 차게 될 가르치기 돌아와이나 유명한 여기 차게 도와서 아니 티 가르쳐나네 다음에 다 두번쯤이지만 머리 붙여야 근데 머리 받인다 가는 라트기 나와이나 근데 머리 받지 아니 머리 받이는 그 뭐가 다셔 머리 받도 주마이마티 가르쳐 라트기 나와이나 아니 그 물론도 가르쳐 버렸잖아 근데 미국 주인은 여와는 기침이 더 수완한 신 미국도 주인 바이나 파기 티티라 타녀 버쯤 바이나 아니 주인 뭐 가르쳐 라고 말하고 그러고 이내야 라고 민도 왔어 근데 별나 주인바나 인터넷 가든 로라 인 추나와나시 아니 추나가 트렌드 추메바나시 다세야 때 가르쳐나 유니니 여바시 난기 요르티니 다시 찌도 던점 주지길래 마 다시 찌셔도 요마르와스 페나나 좀 중앙하다 당아도게니 스타일 중앙 추 사추 중앙 메 중앙 lungi 중앙 아니 사추메 롱 남카 남시 당아도 갈통구도 라와이나 간수기 수풍도 가도 가라도게 푸베나로 옆에니 중앙함 투드레도 왔어 아니 가시야 돼 아니 중앙대다 치리도 타데도레도스 레민도스 중앙다 치야레민도 아니 가와 에너지 치드 같이 나가세야 되니 나가서기 삼으러 가세야 돼 이거니 라고지 이거니 인생에 섬을 아니 리더 sem기나 리sem기 좋은 줄기나로 세 다시 지금 잡아나 가야 예면 딱 간좀 이제 아니 쌈에도 차로도 왔을 때 다시 제셔야 돼 잠발라 다시 제 연대 잠아가세야 돼 유까지 두분기 때문에 싸워 니네 매바지 싸워 니네 매바지 딱 간좀 들어도나 랑을 주버 두삼냐 미도 난 예배 로데 아니 때려왔다 가르치고 와래 아니 때려왔다 가르쳐나 아니 내가 남전지 마도 사람이도 유능이 싸워 아니니 유능이 여복가 근데 내가 대가랑 로자죠 다 온데를 로데게 가르치기를 쓰라 이나니 란진지 가다 난지 말이 받에 난지 말이 되면 싸워이네 매버셔니 또 텐더에 동반이 또베 남때 동반이 또비 쉐베데다 아니 젠진지 사마니 부디 가르치기리 수수길래 예배 감대월십이 잉보데 감대월십이 잉보 따상기에 리바디 니네 텐더에 공부를 부지 이니 텔레테는 탈도 가르치고 요래 상기 고반 투투고레스 땅아 같이 상기는 디아미도 안도르 심지 탐 치치바데 치송레스네 다 조르 심지 탐 첼미 비니지 니지 슈타 치케베치스 안 텔레니지티 텔레니지 따지가나 저리 로에서 이게 또 나니 상기 고마 토벌 장냠별로 되니 나와 저 나오게 나와 거냐가 어디다 똥만이 똥더니 가서 아 Menga namche ke tongni tobi lote ani doje dori ka tsinga wajila kibe de susu ingala ko bana shita niji chuchu ke jini susu ki ani susu ki ke shabe da doje te be temte ani roden de semta na ma chashi go so de pama punje te gana shi ani choda chote de sa te de te gana shi socha busin chunje nya da busin chunje da tam chela de ne da doje de be semte chashi ma Which plans to well did get some on which case on never remember this.
Bodhisattvas, they're watching us.
And it didn't be also the Tibetan as well as see you this.
Witness to undertaking this ceremony.
And it didn't go also the Tibetan Jangatulani. Congress to my Denny, the Danish Tamazoni, Samanyam to your large road, seeing him to your large Jean Jenny, Chasm Sage. Samanyam to your chance and Sassum, and do you also Chassam can do some seem the Chassagi Pajama Banachi.
Okay, see if you can sit on the right knees. Those who have no problem or back problems, so forth, please feel free to sit on your right knees. But so those who do have problems, then you sit in whatever position is more comfortable for you. With this mind.
Pimu kangi keme ba yina ani pimu tsuchen shuro nas. Singa kangi yana kyo mare.
On page 49.
Dewa kari yana chen shuro. Nado shodu shorang ngatungan.
Page 49.
Ngatungan sum. Samgi de super zang shorang ngatu ngasum na pi.
Okay, so let me quickly explain to you the there are total like 5 verses we could read. And
Then I teach you teaching at the Dorji
which I like to just create the atmosphere for us. As invited, the Bodhisattvas, they are with us. And visualization. The reality is that
the cousin a visual tip in a cell about some mare,
obstructs us from
Imagine a sangi that just about time to Susun to Layor, Susuki Jigo, Maja, the Kachi, Susuki, Maripigo, Susuki Mobi on Jigo, Maritan, Yuris.
Where the faith is, where you have a sense of respect, devotion, the Bodhisattva.
Penangaran Susuki, one of Muki, Yopayina, Susuki, Kala Meba, Yuvatila Sangi shoes, and Susu Meba Yopayina, in a sangi that just over car in a shoe, Yuris. Tangaran Supena. Ani pu lo nga tu cheba tendi shi ba ji samla ta ani labde gi na la so so ge labde ngo sap che che ne mi mang ji la ta chi ka me shu go ya de ri ya pa yin te ani ke pe na kran pe na de lega cha chimbo je mi mi.
And they feel so proud. This is exactly what has happened to all Bodhisattvas. They're watching us. As you made the request to be the witness to our taking the Aspirational Bodhisattva vow, they are here with us. And then you, as very small, although you're a very young little girl, little boy, you're a very responsible child, bringing along with you all your other siblings to let them also take part in this program. And this is exactly what you're doing here. You bring all the dear mothers and Jamis with you, your parents, your children, your family members, and everyone in your own country and the entire world, the beings in the water bodies, in the wilderness, the entire universe. You are bringing all of them with you. That's amazing. So with this mind, and that the first verse we said that you are committing yourself to awaken this hidden treasure within you. That you become totally fearless, that all the fear, painful tears stop, the ease expands to infinity, and this is the journey they're going to take, and then share this wisdom with all the dimension beings, and lead all the dimension beings to the same experience of the fearlessness, infinity, and happiness. So that journey is a very important journey. As such, you require the greatest of the support. So the first line says, go for a journey involves the road. If the road is blocked by the again, you cannot find the journey. And this road is none of your own mind. Your mind must be free to the hidden space lie.
아니 도다 대라단 소바사데 유베이는 도투마르바스 당한주기 디바트임제 소소샤 세티 가르스나 도단 텔라도 요나시다 디바티게 소소기 디바티게 좀 사
and the mind should have the inner fuel to take on the journey to enlightenment. So, and the best way by which to do so, the Buddha very clearly declared that is by rejoicing in the virtues of all the beings with no jealousy and so forth, purely rejoicing in the virtues of all the beings, including the virtue that you have accumulated. So third line says, I confess in the virtues of all the beings. And then, okay, now the road is clear and your car is in the fuel. What kind of journey I'm going to undertake? The last line says, I hold precious Buddhahood in my heart. Okay, let's recite these 3 verses together wholeheartedly. Try as much, taking the opportunity that we collectively, we have invited all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, we collectively make the effort to make this day a very special day, and that to awaken this hidden treasure within you. And so why not? We make the most of this. So with this mind, let's recite these 3 times together. All the 3 verses. I go for refuge to the Triple Gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. I go for refuge to the Triple Gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. I go for refuge in Triple Gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Supreme Sangha. I generate the mind of Bodhicitta to resolve the accomplish the aims of others myself. Having generated mind of supreme enlightenment, I invite all sentient beings to be my guest, and shall engage the appearing deeds of accidents and enlightenment, may I become Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Supreme Sangha. I generate the mind of Bodhicitta to resolve the accomplish the aims of others myself. Having generated the mind of supreme enlightenment, I invite all sentient beings to be my guest, and shall engage in the appearing deeds of accidents or enlightenment, may I become Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Supreme Sangha. I generate the mind of Bodhicitta to resolve the accomplish the aims of others myself. Having generated the mind of supreme enlightenment, I invite all sentient beings to be my guest, and shall engage in the appearing deeds of accidents or enlightenment, may I become Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. The next 2 verses, I'm going to quickly explain this. And by invoking Gurus, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas to pay heed to us, the first verse says that who has actually succeeded in undertaking this journey. In the history, browsing through the history book, we come to discover that the 2,500 years ago, there was once upon a time a prince by the name Prince Siddhartha, and he succeeded in his journey. Then the question is, how did he succeed? So he succeeded by creating 2 factors. The first is the factor of having generated very powerful motivation of bodhicitta, wanting to manifest this hidden treasure within himself fully, and thereby he himself experienced the fearlessness, infinite happiness, and then embarked on the journey to share this wisdom with all the demonstration beings. So if this is how he succeeded, and having generated this bodhicitta, then he actually engaged in the bodhisattva practices. What kind of practices? 6 perfections. 10 perfections. And in all, put together is the practice to practice to exterminate the selfishness and the practice to encourage other cherishing, compassionate, universal compassion, and technically known as the skillful compassion. Compassion which goes for which the aims to attain what is known as win-win situation. It's not just the other win and you lose. Instead of that, it's a win-win. This one is skillful compassion. Usually, compassion, people, one complaint people come with is that when I practice compassion, then people take advantage of my compassion and then I suffer loss. So how to deal with this? This is very unskillful compassion. Skillful compassion, compassion driven by the wisdom, where you don't suffer, you don't lose, but there's a win-win situation for you and for all others. For example, this war happening in the world. If the leaders, they are really, really, really very sensible, extremely compassionate, like His Holiness the Dalai Lama, no doubt that all these billions, trillions of dollars dumped into world warfare to just destroy the world, destroy all the infrastructures on both sides. So all these, the wealth can be used for the human flourishing. So this is where the skillfulness is required. So the compassion, when driven by ignorance, can destroy you and destroy others, but the compassion driven by wisdom, that is known as the universal compassion or skillful compassion. So here, the Buddha actually practiced skillful compassion and he succeeded in his journey. And now we are reaping the benefit of this. For example, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the 17 Nalanda great Indian masters, they were all the products of this brilliant wisdom the Buddha shared with the sentient beings. So this is how he succeeded. Wow, that's amazing. Then the second verse says, if this is how he succeeded, I'll also follow his footsteps. I'll also try to create the two factors. One, to generate very powerful bodhicitta commitment or bodhicitta motivation, wishing to become Buddha. Bodhicitta meaning wishing to become Buddha, which means wishing to uncover the hidden treasure within myself, to experience fearlessness and infinite happiness for the benefit of all oneself and for the benefit of all the sentient beings. With this motivation, I will then go for the second factor, to engage in the Bodhisattva practices, to materialize this aspiration by engaging in the 6 perfections, 10 perfections, and particularly to exterminate the motivation, the very poisonous motivation of selfishness, and to encourage the other cherishing universal compassion. So keeping this in mind, we'll recite the 2 verses together 3 times wholeheartedly. And imagine that you're leading this practice and all beings are joining us. And those who start to feel pain in your legs, please feel free to sit down in whatever and take the position whichever is more comfortable for you. The pain should not hamper our thinking. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please be here to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated the mind of Bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwell in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of Bodhicitta, and Lama shall too successfully dwell in the Bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please be to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated the mind of Bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwell in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise, for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of Bodhicitta, and Lama shall too successfully dwell in the Bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please be here to me. Just as previous Buddhas have generated the mind of Bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwell in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of Bodhicitta, and Lama shall too successfully dwell in the Bodhisattva practices. Feel the joy of having received the Aspirational Bodhisattva vow. Extremely meritorious, fortunate that we have generated the Bodhicitta vow today. We obtained this Bodhicitta vow, Aspirational Bodhisattva vow. Very, very, very fortunate, and that you gave the opportunity for all the demonstration beings. They too got the same share. And with this mind, repeat this after 3 times out of me. Om Sarva Yoga Chitam Ubatayami. Om Sarva Yoga Chitam Ubatayami. Om Sarva Yoga Chitam Ubatayami. Om Surade Samayastam O Siddha Vajayata Sukham. Om Surade Samayastam, O Siddha Vajayata Sukham. Om Surade Samayastam, O Siddhya Vajayata Sukham. Okay, so with this, all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, they're so happy. Just imagine that you are a little girl, little boy in a school, and your mother is always receiving complaint when the parents, children, parents, teacher meeting, but is always getting complaint about you by from the teacher that you're taught her like this, your son is like this. They are so too indisciplined and so forth. The mother always have to hear something very unpleasant. And today's school principal comes, and the mother again feeling, what kind of complaint today? The school principal says, no, 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 we came here to congratulate you. What for? That your daughter and your son, although they are very young, very little, they are appointed the best students of the school for this year. We feel so proud of you two children. The mother couldn't believe her eyes and ears. For the first time all these years, she is hearing this something so pleasant. This is exactly what happens to all Bodhisattvas, that they only wish all these innumerable lifetimes, they only wish that we engage in virtues so that we'll have an abundance of happiness, and that instead, we just discard, we shun the virtues, and we forever remain just the deprived of the happiness. And then they only wish we shun the causes of miseries, we shun the non-virtues, causes of miseries. And on the contrary, we always embrace the cause of miseries, the non-virtues with so much of excitement, joy, and thus we forever continue to reap the result of these non-virtues in the form of acutely painful experiences, painful tears. And today what he did is something very different. All the Buddhist Bodhisattvas say, feel so proud of you today. This pride and happiness Buddhist Bodhisattvas feel in both the full-fledged form of the Vajramuni in their hearts to multiply infinite number of times. Like innumerable replicas of Vajramuni from the Buddhist Bodhisattva, they descend like rain shower, they descend and merge with the one they visualize at your heart, thereby becoming non-dual, stabilized, and blessed. Likewise, all the Vajramuni from the Buddhist Bodhisattva, they descend to merge with the one which visualize the heart of the mother, the heart of father, and the heart of each one of family members, children, and each beings in your country, in the oceans, in the wilderness, in the entire Milky Way galaxy, in the entire universe, everyone thereby become non-dual, stabilized, and blessed. And this is amazing. What you did today, this is the greatest of the offering, greatest of the gift that you can make, that you can give to your parents of this life and parents of the past lives. And today you made this gift. It's amazing. And of all the offerings that we think of to be made for Bodhisattvas, what I really made it clear that one moment of generating compassion far extends gives the whole universe filled with gems, diamonds, gold, silver, and so forth, and offered all Bodhisattvas. And this is what is the case, what I mentioned of our having taken the aspiration Bodhisattva today. Today you have made the greatest offerings to all Bodhisattvas. Amazing. And with your life, there's nothing greater an event, nothing greater an activity to be done. And what you have done then, what you've done today, that you've generated this incredible Bodhicitta. So you have given such a purpose and meaning to your own life, with all these three wonders happening, because of the blessings of the Buddhist Bodhisattva, the kindness of the Buddhist Bodhisattvas, as a gesture of thanking all the Buddhist Bodhisattvas, that slowly stand up along with all dimensions beings to make three prostrations to all Buddhist Bodhisattvas.
아니 둘나 주고 겨워서 저 탐지는 투지치 투지를 비게 전제도 예상하지네 차승 세나지
Please take your seats. Sit comfortable now. Okay. Page 50. Page 50. And the last verse. Given that what we've done is extremely meaningful, and it would be wonderful if you can do it on this. I don't know on a daily basis. Some can do it on a daily basis. If not, once in a while, once in a week, and so on these so forth, they'll be extremely meaningful, and you realize as you grow older. So those in 20s, you may feel okay, this must be so precious. But then those who are in your, in like 40s, 50s, you have seen the life, and there's nothing really, no essence in your life. It's just first life. But what we did today, and that is something very different. That's something very meaningful, very productive, and one day we have to leave the world. And what to take to the next life. This is the only good things that you have generated in your heart, and that is something that you can take, not to harm others, and offer benefit, service, meanwhile, skillfully, which means that it should be win-win, not win and loss. So that imprint we carry to the next life. That's a more precious thing. Otherwise, in the pursuit of this life, like wealth, power, and so forth. So physically, you are doing something, and mentally, you are injecting poison within yourself. And all the leaders just think of that. Wars happening. So just disregarding the life of sentient beings, you just send the wars. So what's happening? You're injecting, every time you do that physically, mentally, you're injecting poison within your mind. This poison you have to carry. The physical, whatever, you cannot carry the wealth, power, whatever, you cannot carry it to the next life. But what you can carry, what you will carry, you have to carry, is the poison that is injected in your mind. That is what you have to carry to the next life. So therefore, what we have done today is instead of poison, we have injected medicines. Medicine for compassion, that is something to be carried. And just become more frequently, like a bank deposits. The more you deposit, eventually the outcome. So likewise, the more you practice regularly, the more the power awakening of the hidden flesh results will happen. So, and then also to make sure that in future lifetimes that we can practice the same thing to continue this journey of awakening, being included in the form of a powerful, the verse. So the verse that we have here, 193 times hold, 103 times together. Throughout my future lifetimes, will always be guided by the compassionate Buddha and be able to uphold the two precious Bodhisattvas in the course of my life. Throughout my future lifetimes, may always be guided by the compassionate Buddha and be able to uphold the two precious Bodhisattvas even in the course of my life. Throughout my future lifetimes, may always be guided by the compassionate Buddha and be able to uphold the two precious Bodhisattvas even in the course of my life. In order to further increase this, those with discernment who listen to this season, awakened mind of Bodhicitta in this way, should highly praise it in the following manner. Today my life has borne fruit. I've well obtained this human existence. I've been born in the family of the Buddha and one of Buddha's children. Thus, whatever actions I do from now on must be in accord with the family. Never shall it disgrace or pollute this noble and unsullied race. Just like a blind man discovering a jewel in Hebrew rubbish, likewise by some coincidence, an awakening mind has been born within me. It's the supreme ambrosia that overcomes the sovereignty of death. It is an inexhaustible treasure that eliminates all poverty in the world. It's the supreme medicine that quells the world's disease. Is the tree that shelters all beings wandering and part of conditioned existence. It is a universal bridge that leads to freedom from unhappy states of birth. It is the honeymoon of the mind that expels the torment of disturbing conceptions. It is the great sun that finally removes the mystic ignorance of the world. It is the quintessential butter from the churn of the middle of Dharma. For all those guys traveling on the path of conditioned existence who wish to experience abundance of happiness, this will satisfy them with joy and actually place them in the supreme bliss. Today, in the presence of all the protectors and thou the world to be my guest, and a festival temple and ultimate delight. May God's demigods all be joyful. Okay, now we'll do the introduction prayer, page 30, page 55. Okay, so no doubt that we have on this 15th day of the second month of the lunar calendar, that collectively we can so much merit by generating this positive mind of Bodhicitta, by generating the Bodhisattva vow. So with this merit by the accumulated, there is dedicated this, that is Holiness the Dalai Lama, to truly also join us on this earth, that he lives long, that his wishes be fulfilled spontaneously, that the whole world will continue to receive the blessings of his Holiness' presence. And also that, let's pray that all the wars happening in the world, they subside, they come to the reconciliation and understanding, and the feeling of the understanding of the pains of each other, the pains of even those pains of one's own family, because you have to feel, empathize with the people, the families whose sons, whose daughters got killed from your side, from other side, that you feel the pain, that you be able to feel, that these leaders be able to feel the pain, and thereby they come on terms to stop these wars in a very peaceful sense. And also let's pray that the violence happening in the world everywhere, including the domestic violence, they subside, and people, the goodness spreads in the world, the awareness spreads, awareness of the goodness spreads in the world, and that His Holiness's vision of the universal ethics today, having taken the form of sea learning, championed by Emory University, USA, now spreading everywhere in the world. Let this eventually be picked up by UNO, so that this program be made mandatory in every colleges, universities, schools, that the future leaders, after 50 years, after 100 years, the future leaders coming from this program, they become extremely sensible, compassionate, smart leaders, embrace each other, to save all these trillions of dollars, otherwise to be dumped into warfare or to be used for the human flourishing. So, and also that all the animals which have been killed just for the human food, they also get to liberation, that more food, more nutritious food, independent of the animals' involvement. May these thrive, and even the human beings, they tend to get a feel that the animals also feel the pain. So we should return to vegetarianism. So, and then finally, all these are determined by the respective causes. Where the causes are negative, people have to suffer. Where causes are virtues, people experience happiness. Each one of us is not about somebody else, it's about each one of us. Me, no matter how much talk, if I engage in negativities, I continue to suffer. Though the goodness that I engage in, the joys and happiness I would experience by myself, likewise for you, likewise for everyone. So therefore, may the goodness be adopted, may the virtues be adopted by all the beings, and may everybody shun the negative deeds, negative thoughts for their own benefit, that they be freed from all the ills of life. So with this mind, let us may this teaching of the Buddha on compassion, universal compassion, and a common sense of the wisdom of emptiness thrive in every nook and corner of the universe. With this mind, let us recite the verses together. May the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness, good. All powerful chariots and Tenzin Gyatso, please remain on the system server ends. Just as a brave Manjushri summoned about there too, realize things they are. Also, I dedicate all these merits in the best way, that I may follow the perfect example. I dedicate all these rules of virtue with the dedication praised as the best, all the Buddhas who appear in 3 times, so that I might perform the noble Bodhisattva states. I dedicate the merits thus gathered towards the realization that deeds in the prayers of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas for 3 times, and to upholding the doctrine, scripture, and insight. Man, all lives through the force of this merit, never separate from the four wheels of the mind and vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhicitta, perfect when the two stages, having dispelled all in and outer obstacles and downfalls, such as poverty, despair, oppression, cruelty, epidemics, and natural disasters due to environmental degradation, all beings forever enjoy the glory of peace and happiness. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind of full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. May I spend day and night carefully reflecting on what it means can enhance his teaching achieved by Supreme Savior, to restrain his efforts over countless eons. From my two collections, vast space that I've amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the sheep leading Buddha for all those whose minds, wisdom, and eyes are blinded by ignorance. We will recite the Buddha Shakyamuni verse praise 3 times together. So my here, my two area. Since you know how to sing it. Oh. Okay, so I request Chunzumla to lead this, and everybody will join Chunzumla.
आपके तुझे शाके सोटो शेंगे मितो दूध के पूंजो सेगी लोपो Tabu jispe shage yano kela chamsa muni maha so
As we now come to the conclusion of today's program, on behalf of Tibet House, New Delhi, and all my Dharma friends, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Venerable Geshe Dorji Damdul for his profound teaching and kindly guiding us through the aspirational Bodhisattva vows today. We are truly thankful for your wisdom and compassion, Geshe. I would also like to make a brief announcement. We are pleased to share that the 30th batch of Tibetan language course offered by Tibet House New Delhi has successfully concluded on 31st March 2026, and the next batch registration for the 31st batch will open on 15 April 2026. We warmly encourage everyone who is interested to join and continue exploring the richness of Tibetan language. And I request my colleagues to kindly assist in the distribution of talk, holy edibles to all offline participants. All offline participants are kindly informed that the refreshments have arranged downstairs, so please help yourself. Thank you, everyone. I would also like to thank our interpreters.
Thank you, Geshe. Thank you, Tibet House. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Gisela. Thank you, Tibet House. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Geshe. Thank you, Tibet House.
Thank you, Gisela. Thank you, Tibet
Thank
House.
you. Bye-bye.
Shidele
Thank
to
you, Tibet House. Thank you,
everybody.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Geshe. Thank you,
Shila
Tibet
Salam
House.
Muy obrigada,
Thank
Gisela. Leva ye, Gisela
Thank you very
Gini.
much.
Shama.
Thank you.
Благодарю тибетский дом.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Venerable Geshe. Thank you, Tibet House. Thank you, Dharma
Thank you
friends.
very much.
Thank you, Geshe. Thank you, Tibet House staffs. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Geshe. Thank you, Tibet House.
Thank you, Geshe. Thank you, Tibet House. I rejoice that all the accumulations, merits for today and for the day after tomorrow, 3 times, Tichena Kadinche, Samala Kadinlana Mabuche, Kadilana Mabuche.
Thank you very much, Geshe.
Thank you very much, Geshe.
Thank you very much, Geshe. Dear Geshe. Thank you very much, Geshe.
Thank you.
Спасибо большое.
Recording stopped.